podcast, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 381. Yes, sir. It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here, and Happy New Year!
Hey, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year to everyone. The day of recording, this is January 1, 2020. This is 2020.
The Roaring 20s. Let's go.
Thank you, Barbara Walters.
Yes, you're welcome.
I like it.
You know what's funny? I hadn't looked at the calendar before last week's show. And so in my head, I was like, okay, well, we'll do the Christmas episode, then we'll do one more, and then we'll have the New Year's episode. You know how happy I was to see that this is the first one of that? Because I was like, there ain't no way we're going to top that episode.
Yeah.
Coming off 380. I was like, 381 need to be in a whole nother decade.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and
here we are, baby.
Here we are.
Oh, man. How is everyone? Is everybody feeling all right?
We're good, man. Doing well.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. All right. Well, let's do it. I'm just kidding.
And we're done.
Yeah. Chris, have to wait till Christmas Day to open your presents. How was your Christmas? I feel it's so crazy because the last time we recorded a show was last Sunday, like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So it feels like forever since I've talked to you guys. And then
the fact
Ed
that two holidays have come and gone.
Yeah, exactly. Ed didn't stream every day. I was literally on Twitch just refreshing today. Like, Ed's got to be stream. He's got to stream today. And so I feel
check that Twitter, man. No stream today.
I know. I feel so disconnected. So Chris, let us in on Christmas and New Year's and how did you end off the 2010s on your gaming?
I mean, I guess I ended off the 2010s gaming fine. I didn't have any particular crazy resolutions this year, so I mean, I had to hit finishing 12 games or whatever the heck it was. I didn't have anything like that, so I didn't have a resolution I had to fulfill in terms of that. But I played a heck of a lot of Apex, which is what I wanted to play.
Nice. Yeah, baby.
So I played a lot of that. I did. I guess I'll just get into the gaming part because there's less of it overall, I guess. I did beat Death Stranding.
Oh, good.
Nice. Oh, nice, man.
So finished that one out, which was my goal was to finish it out during this time frame when we had time off. I really didn't want it to linger into at least too far into 2020 if it did. Not really knowing how long each chapter is going to do. And I think, so the last Friday, the Friday before the week of Christmas was the last day that I had to work. And I got off about halfway through the day. And when I got home, I messaged Stacey and was like, hey, that's at about halfway through the day. I'm at home. When do you feel like you're going to be heading out? And she said, you know what, I'm probably going to go ahead and stay this full day. But so go ahead and just, do whatever, just hang out, or if you want to run around and do stuff or whatever you got going on, don't wait on me. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll probably just stay home and I'll be with Ellie and I'll do some gaming. And at that point I was in, I think, chapter 10 of Death Stranding and with more to go. And I was like, all right, I'm going to finish this out. And I think I played from about 1 all the way until about 11 that night, and I had beat it.
Wow.
Oh, whoa. So how many hours total for you in that game?
Total hours was just over 56.
Holy freaking crap.
Jeez, nice, man. Nice.
No wonder those Amazon guys are so tired every time I see them.
And again, that's really mostly with just doing story stuff. I bounced off pretty early on doing side stuff. I mean, occasionally a few things, but really only if it was en route. I wasn't going out of my way to do, I never saw Jeff Keighley.
56 hours?
Yeah, I never saw Jeff Keighley's NPC, and there's several other ones that I never even ran into.
Did you see Conan O'Brien?
I did see Conan O'Brien.
Nice.
I saw Jordan Vaught Roberts.
Did you see the Pink Power Ranger?
I did not. I don't. Were they dressed like the Pink Power Ranger?
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I was just trying to say something random. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a Pink Power Ranger in there. But no, I did not run into a Pink Power Ranger. But yeah, finished it out. I'm happy with it. I will say, I think it probably was a little on the long side. He probably could have cut out about 2 chapters, and I feel like it would have been fine there.
Oh, kind of like AI by Steven Spielberg.
I never saw that one.
You probably could have cut out that whole movie.
Oh, jeez.
That movie had like 3 endings, 3 false endings. You were like, oh, it's over. And you're like packing up your popcorn and everything. Like, oh, snap. Nope. There's,
And the last one in the Lord of the Rings trilogy was like, we can top that.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. There you go.
So yeah, overall, I had a great time with it. I'm really glad I saw it all the way through to the end. I do think it could have been a little bit shorter, but that's the way that Kojima does stuff. So it's not like I was shocked by any means that's the way it was going to go. The end, like there is the whole like Lord of the Rings is like, oh, it ends like 3 times. You're like, oh, okay, there's more. Oh, and, okay, there's So
I hate
anybody
that
who's going on to the end of it, be prepared for that. But most people who play Kojima games, I think, kind of anticipate something like that.
Okay.
So that have played and beat other ones anyways.
Right.
Outside of that, I've been playing a lot of Apex since we got back into town. Actually, let me pivot. So I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm discombobulated. So let me start back with the week update. That'll kind of give the timeline of where I've been throughout the time. So Christmas Eve, we headed out to Oklahoma. So right before that, we opened gifts, the gifts that Stacy and I got for each other here.
Okay.
And then we drove up to Oklahoma, and then woke up Christmas morning with Stacy's family.
Wait,
and then
can you tell us what you got her now? Because we've all shared what we were getting our wives, but you had to dodge it because she listens.
So I got her several small things. I got her this necklace from Amazon that she had kind of mentioned at one point wanting. It's this little necklace.
Oh, from the Amazon.
Yeah, it has like a turtle on it. Like it's not like a diamond or anything like that. It's just this decorative, one of those long necklaces you wear.
Yeah.
And there's one particular off there that she really liked. And then I got her several other little things that she liked from Trader Joe's and whatnot. I got her. She plays a lot of Don't Starve. And
that's
so
right.
I got her this Willow Funko Pop and a Wilson. Later on, I got her a Wilson Funko Pop. Those are 2 of the characters that you can play on there.
I'm thinking Willow like the movie back in the day.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, they made a Funko Pop out of that?
I bet you, honestly, I bet they do have a Willow Funko Pop from the movie. I'm sure that they do.
That's the
somewhere
first thing that came to my head. I was like, I didn't know Willow was in that game.
I was going to say, that's just funny that Stacy likes Don't Starve, so I got her a Willow Funko Pop.
Yeah, exactly. He's talking about pivoting.
Yeah.
I got her this little crocheted Baby Yoda because she really liked Baby Yoda. So that one actually showed up late. It was one of those I ordered it. It was one of the earliest things that I bought, and it showed up late.
Don't you mean showed up late? It did.
Well, yeah, I guess that technically, but since Baby Yoda's not spoken yet, maybe he doesn't speak that way. So
you're welcome.
We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got her some other things tied to. She's been doing this stuff with WAG where you walk dogs like around the neighborhood, and she'd wanted several little things from there. So I got her a bunch of different things.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been enjoying that. She had this little makeshift backpack she was taking with stuff, so I got her things to help carry all the different things that she can do.
That's awesome.
And then, so then we went up to Oklahoma, and then had Christmas with her family there, and then met with all of her, some of her other family throughout the week. We stayed up there about 3 days. Came back home. We had Christmas with my family the following weekend. And then from Sunday to today, we've basically just been home. So during that time frame is when I've been gaming.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
And playing right before we left on Christmas Eve. That's when I knocked out the Death Stranding stuff that Friday. Over the weekend, just did some prep stuff. Didn't do a ton of stuff. A little bit of maybe Apex here and there, but that was about it. And then finished out all my Apex playing was in the last couple days. I'm trying to finish out the Battle Pass. But
that thing is tough, man.
I'm almost there. I'm at like 98. So
I
know I'm
really?
going to get there. And there's something, I only just noticed it today. It says on there 33 days are remaining. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be easy. But I was thinking like, man, this has got to be ending soon. Maybe it's going to end at New Year's or something. So I'm trying to bang it out real fast. And then I realized, 33 days left. So I feel like I'm going to be good.
There you go.
So here is the rest of it. From her parents, I got a Nintendo Switch light switch.
Yeah, baby.
Nice,
so
man.
I guess I was not anticipating getting it. It was a total shock because I had just been, I tell Stacey all the time, I'm like, I think I might get this. I think I'm not really sure. Hadn't kind of hemmed and hawed, wasn't really sure what I was going to do. And then they got me one. I was like, oh my gosh.
Now you can sit with the cool kids at your job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can.
But I only just bought a game for it like yesterday.
Hey, brother loves a demo.
I was over here searching for demos. Look, I really like the hardware. Like, again, with being the light switch and not having never owned a full size Switch, I have used them a couple of times. Mm-hmm. It feels fine to me. Like I'm like, this is good. Like it doesn't feel like I'm missing out, or like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out on the slightly bigger screen and the Joy-Cons detaching. I didn't care. Honestly, I didn't really care for it. It felt kind of creaky and cheap the few times that I had my hands on it. So this feels like, kind of Gabe had mentioned plenty of times, it feels solid. I never went to a store where they had one out on display that I could actually touch. So this was the first time I'd ever even held one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think it feels really, really great. But the reason that I didn't have any games for it, one, I didn't have a memory card. So it just has like 32 gigs internally, which is still enough space to download a game or two, depending on,
well, actually a bunch of games. The Nintendo games are really small in comparison to what we're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're used to 150 gigabytes, you know what I'm saying?
I ended up buying Golf Story because I remember Gabe really talking about that.
Oh, crap.
And that one was short. What's wrong with that?
What did you think?
Well, I haven't played it.
Oh, no. You said it was really short, so I thought you beat it already. I was like,
I did too.
Oh, did I say really short? I'm sorry. I meant to say like really small, like in the file size. That's what
yes,
I was
yes.
Okay,
like, sorry, I haven't played the game. But I wanted a golf game, and that was one of the only ones on there. There was one other one, but it was like $2 on sale, and I was like, I better look this thing up, and like it had horrible stuff on it. So I was like, I'm not messing with that. So I'm gonna try Golf Story. I remember you talking about it, and I just from the videos and stuff. It's not like I just bought it on a whim. I actually looked up stuff about it. I was like, okay, well, let's give this a shot. And then the other game that I bought was I've never played Darksiders, so the first one, it's remastered on Switch, and it was on sale as well. So I bought that. That was a little bit bigger. That was like 15 gigabytes or something.
Oh, wow.
So that was a bigger game. So I only have like 9 gigs left of space on it.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
So I was like, all right, well, I feel like I need to play Breath of the Wild because that's like the game that everybody says you gotta buy Breath of the Wild.
I didn't say that.
Here's the thing, and I understand. I
careful, don't get fired.
It's not like this was new, and like I didn't know this before. But man, oh man, does Nintendo really love them some Nintendo games. And they don't want to put any of that junk on sale. I am not paying $60 for an almost 3-year-old game. It's not happening.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that with Mario Kart. I looked that up. $60 digital.
Well,
it's
digital
almost 3 years old, and it's a remaster of a Wii U game.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm sorry, that's not happening. Nintendo, you're not getting that out of me.
Yeah.
So,
oh man,
Gabe had hit me up.
Listen, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Why not? You have a case for it, right?
Yes.
Does the case not have little slots for the? It's not like a disc thing. Like to do the little cartridges is way easier than the disc. Like just buy them off eBay.
Well, if you let me continue my story,
okay.
Maybe you'll find out where I go.
Hello.
Okay.
I had hit Gabe up asking about Astral Chain because I knew that he really liked that game too. I had looked up gameplay, and the gameplay of it seemed cool, but I didn't. Then none of the stuff that I watched, because I just did little snippet reviews, didn't really go over the story or anything. So I asked, "Hey, do you think I'd like this?" He's like, "Well, I don't know, this, that, or whatever." He's like, "And also just see if you can get it real cheap off eBay." So that's what I did. I went to eBay to check for Breath of the Wild, and I got it for like $35 on there, or $36.
Nice.
That I'm willing to pay. I'm not paying no $60 for any of these other things. So I feel like pretty much all my stuff on the Switch, or most of my stuff, especially Nintendo games, are probably going to be bought physically so that I can get them cheap somewhere, because I'm not buying Nintendo price or paying Nintendo prices for old games. If it's brand new, that's different.
I agree with you.
That's ridiculous. So. But it doesn't. The weird thing is like it's free shipping, but it's like the slowest shipping ever in the world. So it doesn't even arrive until like next week sometime. So I've not gotten it yet.
Right.
And I only bought the other 2 games literally yesterday, I think. So I dabbled a little bit in Darksiders, got it started, and did the first little intro part, but that's all that I've done. So to be determined on the rest of it, and then whenever whenever Breath of the Wild gets here, I feel like I'll just start that one right away because I feel like that's the one I need to really focus on and get my time into and just see what this is all about. Because everybody, virtually everybody who plays it either likes it or loves it. I don't know anybody who played it and hated it.
Easy. I didn't like it till way late.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
I'm
remember.
not planning to just like give it 10 minutes and if it doesn't grab me, move on. I'm planning to give it a decent go. Similar to like I did with Red Dead.
You know he doesn't talk, right? I'm just kidding.
Similar to the way that I did with Red Dead. I'm going to give it a proper showing. That doesn't mean I'm going to beat it just to be like, well, see, I beat it and I still hate it or whatever the heck. You know, I'm going to give it a proper chance.
Yeah, that's good.
So we will see how that goes. Hopefully I'll have more to report when we record next week as far as like actual time with the Switch to see how it all is. But I really like it. I mean, it's as far as the handheld and how it feels and everything like that. It makes me wish that the Vita had an L2 and an R2 buttons because I feel like that's the only thing the Vita is missing.
Yes.
It would really be great. Oh, I'm so sorry. Gotta back up. So Stacy, God bless her.
Yeah, God bless her.
Surprised me like nobody's business and like nailed it smacked it out of the park in terms of Christmas because I've been using an old iPad from way back in the day. So old, it's like 4 OSs back. I can't update the thing. And she got me a brand new iPad Pro for Christmas.
What? Oh, she got you the Pro,
man.
Chris?
Yes.
Well done, dude. Well done.
Which was not at all what I was expecting. I was like, I thought we were just going easy. I was like, this ain't easy.
Right?
So
You should have been like, well, this necklace is from the Amazon, not just Amazon.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm like, but the one from Zales is coming next week.
Chris, those things, listen, as a non-Mac guy, you know me. I don't have, I'm Android, Windows, everything.
Yeah,
Those iPad Pros are sick.
I know, dude. Trust me. I'm like, ooh, this thing feels too fancy for me to even hold.
I know.
I'm like,
What-
doggone
Are you
it.
going to get the pen?
I don't know. I don't know what I can't draw. So I'm like, oh, well, I
Hey.
guess I'll just write on some PDFs. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's right, baby.
Who
Hey, get your
knows?
scribble on, baby.
Exactly.
Right?
I might become an artiste.
I like
never
it,
know, man.
Give Ed a run
That's
for his
awesome.
money. You be playing
Please.
Drawful like a freaking Picasso.
I know,
forgot
right?
about that.
Everybody can be like, oh, doggone it. That's exactly what I thought it was. Like,
yeah,
you're
that
darn
does
right
look
it is.
like extra virgin olive oil.
And I win again.
That was ridiculous.
So yeah, I would say good Christmas over here. As far as New Year's goes, we just stayed in at the house. That's typically what we do. We're not big go out on the town people. I mean, too old for all that kid stuff. So
Yeah, man.
we stayed home.
Right?
Nice.
Yeah, get nice and safe. Have a beer here at the house.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No DUIs on my couch.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right?
I like
And
that.
that is it for old Chris.
Tim Router,
Yes, sir.
Christmas, New Year's. What are you playing? Fill us
Ah.
in, please.
Oh, man, we had a great Christmas time. I went to my in-laws for Christmas Eve, ate, hosted Christmas with our friends, ate some more.
Mhm.
And it's just been like gluttony and slothness the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And I have loved every freaking
Yeah.
minute of it.
What do you
It's been
think
amazing.
Jesus did when he was born, doggy? Ate and
That's-
slept.
And slept and with the occasional poop or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
We'll see.
We just following
my
the
wife
footsteps.
My wife continues her streak of encouraging me to play video games begrudgingly. She got me an Oculus Quest, baby.
Oh my gosh.
So freaking.
amazing.
She's like, "Here you go."
Here you go.
But here's the twist. Like she loves it. I put it on. I'm like, "All right, you got to try this. This is amazing."
Yes.
And she's like, "Whoa." And so then I had my father-in-law in it, and he was like, "Whoa."
Yes.
And then my sister-in-law, she was like, "Whoa." And I'm just like, I'm amazed. And thank you, my boy Chris, as a little Christmas present, got me Beat Saber.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
Downloaded that junk and been playing the mess out of that. But man, I gotta say, I love going into the Oculus TV app and just looking at all the different little video clips. It is insane, like just
Yeah.
how immersive it is, and
Mhm.
it's just the headgear and 2 controllers, and that's it. It still blows my mind that they've consolidated all of that technology into 3 little pieces of hardware, and
It's insane.
so Lem. I texted Lem as soon as I opened it. I said, "Lem, I love you and hate you at the same time." And I'll never see you guys again because I'm off to play some Oculus. And it's been great. So I'm still exploring it. I've done like some Beat Saber, and I just kind of been doing it a little bit off and on. Hopefully,
did you get Vader?
I have it. Yeah, I just haven't started it yet. And so I'm dying to try it. Mm-hmm. But that came with it too. So yeah, thanks, babe. I love you. And she's continuing to fan the video game flame.
And I gotta say too, man.
Or not.
I gotta say it was really sweet because when Lauren doesn't know who to talk to about a gift for Tim, she calls me. And so it was really fun because me and Lauren don't talk ever. No. But everybody goes so far back that it was just really sweet over this last like 2 to 3 weeks to like work hand in hand with Lauren. I was like, man, we haven't done this in forever. And so she was like, because
it's awesome.
She had texted me probably like a month ago and was like, what's this virtual reality thing Tim's talking about? I was like, oh, well, it's called the Oculus Quest. I sent her some links. I was like, here you go. It's this much money. Go ahead. And she was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna get him. I was like, okay, cool. Then she texted me like 2 weeks later. And she was like, I can't find one. They're sold out everywhere.
I know.
She was like, what am I supposed to do?
Out.
And I was like, listen, well, I was like, I'll stay on Best Buy for you and I'll just like refresh every hour. And I was like, sometimes they pop up and you can snatch one real quick. And she was like, okay. And then she sent me a link to the PlayStation VR. And she was like, can I just get him this? Is this the same thing? I was like, no, it's not the same thing. And so what was funny about it though, was that like, we talk a lot about what things look like to people that don't know anything about any of this. Right. And so it was really funny to view through her eyes that like, well, the PlayStation VR is the same thing, right? Like same thing as Oculus. I'll just get the PlayStation instead because I can find it. And you're like, whoa, no. Whoa. That is very different. You know what I mean? Yeah. I said, listen, he'll probably play the same game that he will play in his Oculus, but it's very different. I was like, we'll hold down and get him the Quest. And so,
and I love the portability of it too. It's just, I could take it anywhere. Like for New Year's Eve, we went over to my brother-in-law's because they were in Florida. So we actually had New Year's Eve and we had a Christmas with them on New Year's Eve because they got back on Saturday. And I was able to bring it and just, hey, sit down here. I set up the little perimeter, popped it on, and everybody had a ball with it. I just love how portable it is. You could just take it anywhere.
It's awesome.
But that's so great, man. I'm so glad. She was like, Gabe was a lifesaver. You have no idea.
Oh, really? Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it was great. It was
I
awesome.
love that. Like, I love that I get a text from you that's like, no, I get a text from her that's like, I lost my husband. And it was like Tim like holding the box. And then I get a text later from Tim of her in it for the last 30 minutes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He was like, she's been in here for the last 25 minutes. She's at work in the back playing it.
Yeah, she loved it.
That's awesome.
She absolutely loved it. So it was cool. And I let Piper try it too because she was dying to try it. And so I let her do the demo of Beat Saber or the tutorial for Beat Saber. And she's just like, Daddy, can I play Oculus Quest now? Daddy, can I play Oculus Quest? I'm like, baby, you're not really supposed to, so I'm not gonna.
You're like, I don't know why you're not supposed to, but I don't think you should yet.
Right.
As much as you want to.
Studies are inconclusive, but I still want you to walk normally, please. If
That's
you can.
Right. Every now and then is different than all the time.
Yeah. Exactly. With the proper depth perception would be nice.
Yes, that's right.
For New Year's, we didn't do a ton either. We went and ate at my brother-in-law's, watched the ball drop in New York, and then watched the Nashville Note drop here, launched a few fireworks, and then went home and went to bed. So
what is the Nashville Note?
It's instead
the lamest thing ever.
Yeah, but however, I will say Nashville is very known for their New Year's Eve fireworks now, and like we've been quite the popular city. Yeah.
I know we were in the top 10 for a couple years in a row.
Indiana, yeah, I know in Auburn, Indiana, you haven't heard jack squat about the Note, but
I'm just saying it's hard for me when you say it's become quite known for it when I hadn't heard of it.
I know we were in the top. We were in the top 10
Trust
for
me,
a couple
dude,
years in a
I've
row.
lived here 21 years and I didn't know until I read an article about it. I'm like, we're in the top 10? What? Because I never go down there anyway, nor do I have a desire. Apparently, though, we had some friends from Michigan who are probably moving back here, and they are renting a house in Germantown, and they went and like Stevie Nicks was there, Keith Urban, like there's
a bunch of people down there.
There's a bunch of people that do like concerts the whole time, and then yes, Chris, there's a little note that drops. It's kind of like the ball in
like a music note. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a music note.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Post-it note, actually. Just drops and it's great.
That's what I'm picturing. I'm just picturing like a big document. They're just like, we're dropping this from the skyscraper.
Just one yellow Post-it, just one yellow Post-it note that goes, woo.
That's amazing.
Yeah, music note.
Yeah, it is a music note. But man, it is, I gotta say, it's great. We have really not done a whole heck of a lot, which is awesome. And it's just like Piper's playing with her toys. She got a Nintendo Switch as well.
Yeah, baby.
And so, and this little one, first thing she says, Daddy, can I get Smash Brothers? I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Who are you?
What does she know about Smash Brothers?
Well, because our neighbors have a Switch and they have Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
and so I guess when they had little play dates, she would go over and play that. So that's kind of what sparked the whole Nintendo Switch. Anyway,
You know what? Funny note about that is actually the person that rented the car after me also has Smash Brothers.
Oh, well, there you have it. There you go. Funny thing, you should look them up. Find that friend request note or that code.
You guys can play each other.
That's it.
Exactly.
You can battle for your switchback. So I went ahead, instead of Mario Kart, we downloaded Super Smash Brothers, and
That's funny.
I have no idea what I'm doing on that thing, and I'm like, here, you play with it. So she's having a ball with it. I love the like you, Chris, I think a lot of your sentiments are the same with Nintendo. I love the hardware. It's it's super easy just to boop, boop. We were up and running in no time, and everything was great. I did download that whole SNES package and all that stuff, and I was able to play some Punch Out and kind of go back a little bit, which is fun. And then got that Tetris 99, which I still don't understand, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's Battle Royale Tetris.
It is. It really is. It's pretty amazing. And I noticed at certain times of the day, your score's a lot better than, say, like in the evening when everyone's out, when all the freaks come out at night. And then like I've been like ranked like 75th, and I felt like I was doing great versus earlier I was ranked like 12th and was doing fine. So it's crazy. But I'm just not a Nintendo game person. Like after a while I'm like, okay, cool. And then Piper would grab it and do whatever. So
it is Piper's.
It is Piper's. You are correct.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I have to fork it over to her.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's just I wanted to just get into it because you've had it for so long and you love it, and I'm just like, okay, let me just see what this is all about. And history tells me that every time I poo-poo something, I end up loving it. But this one, I was just like, the hardware is very intuitive. I really love it. It's very easy. The interface is really easy to set up, and I can see why. And plus, I love that it is very family focused, and that's great. And so, yeah, once we get into some Mario Kart action, then I'll be all over it probably some more, just because that's my game. That is the game that really pulls me in. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so she got that, and that was a lot of fun. She got a hoverboard. This chick,
wow.
Yeah, why did she want one of those?
I have no idea.
I didn't realize those were still like a thing people
I know,
for.
me either. I was like, oh, she is so 2010.
Here's the thing. Lauren and I had a huge discussion about that. I'm like, listen to me. In February, she has to go down to Orlando, which we paid a boatload of money for, to go to nationals for cheerleading. If this joker breaks her leg or sprains an ankle or twists something on that dang hoverboard, it is on your head. We had this whole discussion about everything. So I'm like, so she's like, that's the first thing she says that's the first thing she had on her Santa's list. That's her first thing she always talks about when somebody asks what she wants for Christmas. And she's like, I'm all in. Let's do it.
That's awesome.
Man, within first 5 minutes, this little girl is wheeling around, and we're only letting her go inside. And yes, she's got a helmet on for now.
Yep.
But she's got it, man. I'm like, holy cow. I jumped on it too. That was kind of fun. But she's just whipping around the house, and she's just got this smile on her face, and it's awesome. So
wouldn't there be, I mean, I don't really know, but I would think it would be in some respects more dangerous to do it in the house because there'd be more things she could fall off and hit, right? Versus if she was in the driveway or something.
Yeah, I mean, we got a pretty more open space, and it's hardwood floors, which is fine. What I worry about outside is the grooves in the sidewalks and the driveways, because those could probably, kind of chalk up a wheel or something like that, and then she'd go, right over. But I don't know. Well, we may try it outside.
I felt like it was easier to learn on a really smooth surface like that. Than it was learning outside. Like when you take it outside, it really is, especially the sidewalk, it is a different animal because it's so balance oriented. That that constant bounce, I felt like I learned like in a warehouse during rehearsals one year. And I was really glad that I had like just this big open cement floor to learn on instead of like outside where like, if you're going on the sidewalk and then you hit a driveway, it dives off. And so, if you don't know how to do it yet, it can just be a little treacherous.
Yeah. So I'm curious how that's going to go. We're going to take that really slow, but I think at some point it will go outside, but then it gets kind of dirty and you just got to make sure you clean the wheels and all this other stuff. So we'll see. I mean, she's loving it. She's having a good time. Other than that, man, we have we've been kind of on a binging streak. I finished the Witcher series this past week, and I really, really loved it. Lauren said she wants to watch it because some of our other friends are watching it as well. So we may end up doing that again. But in the meantime, we finished Jack Ryan season 2, which I love that series. And then we as a family are collectively watching Lost in Space, which is the Netflix series. And it's really good. Like, I am super impressed with how good it is. It is stressful, man, because of the situations they're put in. And it's just like, you're like, even Piper was like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But it was like a really fun family thing for us to be doing. So we finished season 1. We're on to season 2 now. And like, just we'll do an episode before bed or something like that. And it's just been a lot of fun. And what a great show to be watching. It's just awesome. There's just tons of action. The acting's good. The effects are really great. And so yeah, man. So definitely, I highly recommend it for everybody. It's really great. And then this weekend we'll be taking down the Christmas decorations and basically trying to get back to normal. Piper's she's been up every night late and then like sleeping in. So we got to start winding that back because come Monday she starts school and if she's not, baby. If we don't back that up a little bit, it's going to be a little rough. So we'll see. And then on the gaming front, man, Bloodborne, it's got me, man.
Really?
It's calling me, man. It's calling me. I'm hooked. I'm hooked.
I cannot believe that.
I can't either. And it's just one of those things where I've killed a few more bosses. I've finished the first ritual. And now for me is this nice little loop. Like you get these blood echoes, which is basically your currency that helps you level up. So, I'm going to different areas and man, they don't tell you. I've had to just do walkthroughs like they don't tell you anything about where anything is and what. And I'm one of those explorers. I'll go in a room and go left to right and just explore the whole thing. But there are things that you would miss if you didn't see a guide or a walkthrough. So I've gone back to a few places and just keep collecting a bunch of blood echoes. And when I have a ton, I go back and then I level up and then I go back out again, because if you die, you lose them all until you get to that same spot. And if you die before that same spot, you lose all those blood echoes and it just starts over. So, but man, yeah, I can't believe
that's interesting to me that you are playing.
Trust me, it is for me too. I'm like, yeah, it's just I think that my eyes have been opened a little bit more. I know I've poo-pooed a lot of games before and I need to just stop. I need to stop it. Like I clearly I am.
Or maybe you need to do it to more games and then you'll fall in love with all of them.
No, that's the thing. Like I need to be more open to some other games. I never expected to be playing anything like this. I was always like, I want to try it, but I know it's hard. And and it is. It's the most challenging game I've ever played. Really? And, but I was up till 4 a.m. the other night, just playing it and I just lost track of time. I didn't care. It was so much fun. And I look up and I'm like, oh shoot, I got to go to bed. Right. But, it's great, man. I'm having fun and I'm just going to keep going with this probably for a while now and just keep riding this out. So I don't think I'm chasing the platinum. I'd have to look at the trophies and see, but I doubt that very highly because I'm sure there's a couple of them where it's like, kill a boss with no damage done. I'm like, that ain't gonna
right?
happen.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. But definitely not happening. I definitely want to kind of go the distance on this game because I'm having a good time with it. I'm definitely.
So you think you're going to try to finish it or beat it, whatever that means exactly?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna keep going, and I'm following a guy on YouTube right now who has a lot of this. Like, he's very much like me, has kind of the same style, same play, same. I don't know.
Words
he
are
just
difficult.
feels like, yeah, he's very identical to how I would play the same game. So I'm doing his whole walkthrough, and we're kind of doing it together, and it's really helping out, and it's great. But man, yeah, crazy. I can't believe it. That's it for me. I've talked way too long.
No, it's totally
Nice,
fine.
man.
It's been a week and a half.
I know, right? Exactly.
Right?
Everybody's got a lot to say. Everybody,
Exactly.
I hope this is your favorite part of the show, because
Because we're talking.
we going in.
We are talking.
Right?
Edward,
Yes, sir.
I have missed you on streaming. You know, obviously it was the holidays. Everything gets a little janky.
Yeah.
How was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? How did you end off? What games were you playing?
It was good, man. It was good. I only took off Christmas Day and New Year's Day, so it wasn't too much of a break, but
There you go.
it felt weird taking it off, but it was also really nice.
And
just
then what
to
was it, like a short stream on New Year's Eve or something like that? I forget exactly.
Yeah, it was a shorter stream just because we were having people over. So I stopped about an hour earlier than usual.
There you go.
But yeah, it was nice. Christmas Eve, we went over to the Tapmans. We usually, my side of the family usually has a big Christmas Eve get together every year, but this is the last year that the Tapmans will be in the States for 10 years. They're moving.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They're moving to Spain this summer.
That's right.
To do missionary work. So we went over to their house, and it was just really cool because they do it where they make all of the kids buy their own presents for each other. And so that was just kind of cool, just to kind of sit back and watch them they opened all their presents on Christmas Eve, and it was just kind of cool to sit and watch. And, even though, they weren't big presents, they were really meaningful. And it was really, really cool to see. And then New Year's Eve, the Tapmans came over, and we did a lot of gaming. Sarah had all of us make what she calls vision boards, which is a thing.
What was that? Like, does it have the numbers and everything? You gotta stand so far away and cover one eye and
close.
Say what you see.
Exactly.
JF27Z12. You got it. Yay.
Yeah, she now is doing eye workouts.
Yeah, she's really into eye care. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but she's really. It's basically,
gosh.
She had like a big stack of magazines and just had people cut out things that in the coming year in 2020 is something they wanted to strive for or remember or achieve.
What a great idea.
And it's a really cool idea. And so I did kind of.
What are they called again? Sorry.
Vision boards.
Vision board. Got it.
Yeah. And so I did one, and it has, like coffee on it and a microphone and just things about being consistent and giving the best I can give and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see. It's sitting on my desk right beside me now, and it's a nice little reminder. It was a great idea.
Awesome. That is a great idea.
They were over till I think 4:30 on New Year's Eve evening, and
holy crap!
So much fun. We made, as is tradition, we made Stacy play a scary game. So we pulled out Layers of Fear 2, and
my gosh,
made Sarah's sister play that. And it was kind of funny. She was kind of like me, where it got into, there was like a little more of that hide and seek chasing in this game as opposed to the first one. And she was like, I don't really like that part. So Nathan then started in on some Red Dead Redemption 2. He'd never played it before. And he played for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and was like, yeah, I'm getting this. So
yeah, and got to the title screen.
Exactly. Yeah. So he found it on sale on the Xbox, and I was talking about, he asked if it was multiplayer, and I said, there is an online element. You can have posses. I said, I haven't really played it. And he said, that might be kind of fun for us. And so I got it on Xbox as well, and I started playing.
I know that's right.
So today I spent a few hours starting Red Dead all over again on my own, just kind of jumping back into that world and refamiliarizing myself with the controls.
Sure.
Just because that's one of the things about the online part. Not only was I being murdered all the time, I didn't know how to defend myself because I'd forgotten all the controls and everything. So that was fun. I jumped back into Hitman.
Yes,
and
you did.
Have been super excited about that. If you guys remember
Hitman Coconut Edition.
Hitman Coconut Edition.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. That was a great day.
That was hilarious.
If you guys didn't remember when Hitman, the newer kind of, I guess, reboot, when it came out, it didn't come out all at once.
Right.
The levels.
Yes, episodic.
Yes. Right? And it was so long that I'd forgotten the controls in between. So I never finished it, never played Hitman 2. And I thought, you know what? I love the Hitman series so much. I hate that I never played these, and jumped back in. And man, I've just been having the most stressful fun I've had in a long. It's just so because the technology is so much better now. They can have so many more guards. It's just it's overwhelming sometimes.
Yes.
I just find myself walking around saying, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how to get in that door, you know?
But it seems like I watched a couple of those streams. It seems though like you're stressed, but still having a lot of fun.
Yes, exactly. And that's
Which
the thing is I'm
great.
stressed, but it's so much fun. So much fun. And so, yeah, I've really liked getting into that again. I'm looking forward to continuing. And yeah, it's going to be a great time. Sarah and I finished Gears 5 over the holiday.
Oh, wow.
And that was a lot of fun. We hadn't played it for about a month and a half or so. So we picked up where we left off, kind of fumbled through the controls for a few minutes, and then got going. And we were going to town, and we got finished. And Sarah was like, what else can we play together? Let's play something else together. And we were kind of scrolling through the store, and Sarah's like, oh, I remember Frankie talking about Don't Starve Together. Let's play that. So picked that up. It was on sale, fired it up. And that game, there are no instructions. That game just starts.
Yeah, and it's tough. You have no idea what you're supposed to do.
And I sort of figured it out. And Sarah was like, oh, we don't shoot each other? We don't shoot anything? So we played that for about 10 minutes, and then
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
And so yeah, we I don't know what we ended up playing that night.
We played that bank robber game. Stancil to play.
I know, right? Exactly. So we ended up playing. There's new DLC content that was had downloaded on Human Fall Flat that we never played. So
that's hilarious. Yeah,
playing that was a lot of fun. I started playing The Witcher 3 because it's on Game Pass now, and I think it's too old. It was more comical to me than I think they intended.
Witcher 3?
Yeah, even like the way he walks, it's kind of like a fancy strut with his arms way up high, and I couldn't take it seriously.
I rebought into Game Pass and downloaded that because I knew it was on there. I haven't jumped in yet, but I did the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be on Game Pass. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 3 months for $1.
Yeah.
That's kind of, man, that bums me out because I haven't tried it yet and I'm still going to, but I'm like, man, I was wondering the same thing. I was like, is this going to feel too old? Because I don't have the nostalgia for it.
And it's so different from God of War, where I feel like Kratos, that guy's just got that voice. And in this one, it feels like he's really trying.
I can't stand his voice in this game.
I was like, you know what? I can't do it. And so
I ended up looking up something about, man, who did the voice acting for The Witcher and all that stuff, because they should be fired. What I heard, and I sort of was like, come on, but after a while I got used to it, was that a Witcher is supposed to be monotone anyway, according to the lore. And so once I got past that, then I'm like, all right, because the same thing happened in Mass Effect for me. Like, could not stand Commander Shepard's voice, but after a while you just kind of get used to it. But that's kind of how The Witcher and how Witchers as a whatever they are, that's how they talk. They're very monotone.
I read the same thing, Tim, because it bugged me so bad back then.
Yeah, right.
And my only pushback is me and Ed talk about, or Ed talks about, and I've heard him talk about, we've talked about this in the past, is there's always something different when somebody feels like they're doing a voice. Like instead of being a character. So to me, it's okay that he's monotone, but it just really sounds put on, and I don't really care about this.
Right.
And you're like, man, why are you talking like that? You could be monotone and not talk like that.
Yeah,
right.
It's like how Christian Bale was with Batman. A lot of people.
So bad.
Exactly.
So yeah.
You know what I will say though? I think Henry Cavill in the live action one, he's doing something that, from what I remember, being similar to the game. Again, I haven't played the game, but I think it works really well when Cavill does it. It doesn't feel forced. It feels like, that's the way he talks. So that bums me out even more.
I wish Cavill would do, if they ever were to redo the VO for that, I wish that he would do that, because he was perfect as Geralt.
Interesting.
for the series. But
man, you're
yeah,
bumming
if
me
you
out,
were to,
Ed. I'm scared now
sorry.
to go,
No, man.
to go into it.
Don't be scared.
no.
It's free.
Yeah, exactly.
It's free. Don't worry about it. You're not missing anything.
Yeah, it costs you
It could
$1.
be very different
I know. I
experiences
want
for
to
us.
like it, I guess, is what, and I'm afraid that because me and Ed kind of feel the same on a lot of different things like that. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, speak the truth. Don't tell me no lies. But.
Right. Well, and the good news is, Chris, that you might feel differently than me because we tried to start watching The Witcher and it was kind of the same thing for me. And about 20 minutes in, we were like, are you bored too? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What's something else?
Yeah,
Wow.
the first episode in particular, and then the second one did not really care for. Third one,
Yeah.
it gets cool, but I totally know what you're saying.
Yeah. So because of that, because I know that you were able to enjoy it, you might feel differently about the game. So
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
be bummed out. Yeah.
Yeah. Give it a try.
Yeah.
I spent 2 months on that game. I loved it.
There you go. Nathan Tapman, he downloaded Red Dead Redemption, as I mentioned, and then today he called and was like, hey man, I still got 10 hours on this download.
Oh Lord.
So he brought his
What?
he brought his Xbox over today and hooked up to our internet, and we played MLB The Show while it downloaded for an hour or so.
That is
Oh my
funny.
Good
Gosh.
gracious.
You'd be like, find your nearest Starbucks.
Exactly.
there.
So I'd never played couch co-op in The Show, and that was actually a lot of fun. We played a lot of, it was minor league team versus minor league, and we played majors, and then he was the I forget what the term was, basically the big hitters, and I was the Babe Ruth and the Ty Cobbs, and
Nice.
his team was all 6'4", and mine were 5'3" white guys, and it did not end well for me.
That's hilarious.
But it was a lot of fun. We played a lot of games this week, and it was a nice chill holiday. Played a lot of Beat Saber, pulled out Guitar Hero.
I saw that for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and it man, Beat Saber is just so much fun. I redact my leaving it off my top 10 of the decade list. There's no way Far Cry 3 is better than that game. I'm sorry.
Wow,
I
there you
apologize
go.
to Beat Saber.
Nice.
So much fun. And I felt bad because my Guitar Hero guitar sat and gathered dust for so many years that it's just sticky now, and that strum thing sticks and doesn't respond very well.
Oh, no.
So it's kind of a bummer, but it was still fun to pull it out again and play it, and yeah, a good week overall.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like, I feel like Beat Saber, I could be wrong, but I feel like Beat Saber is one of those games where I don't know if I've ever experienced a game in my life that sold the thing it was on as well as Beat Saber sells VR.
Dude, it's because like you were saying,
Quintessential VR game.
yeah, like Tim was saying, when people were trying it out, it's one that you can just pop on and they instantly know. They don't have to learn any control.
Crazy how intuitive it is.
Yeah, yeah. They don't have to learn how to push this button to turn 90 degrees to the right. They just swing the sabers. And
yes, and haven't you seen too, Ed? Like, I've put people in it that have never played it, that have zero rhythm. Number one, they're killing it, and they lean out of the way of those walls.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was the craziest thing to watch people just intuitively know, like, oh, I'm not supposed to hit that wall, and I'm back to swipe these things.
Yep,
Gosh,
exactly.
What a game. Gosh, what a game.
I just love I love watching people play it for the first time, because they don't just like tilt their head slightly to get out of the way of the walls. They move like 5 paces to the left and right to get out of the way.
That's so true.
So much fun.
Shoot, man. That's so great.
So Kale got an Oculus Quest for Christmas as well.
Odd.
And he came over the other day. They came over for dinner, and he brought it just to let us check it out and everything. So that's the only shot that I've given it. And the only game that he had was Beat Saber. He did have Vader Immortal, but I didn't play that. And he was going to be buying Super Hot. The main reason that he wanted it is because he wants to play, because through the link, you can use it to play Half-Life Alyx.
Yep.
So that's the main reason that he wanted it for. But obviously, he's played Beat Saber at our house on PSVR, and he's like, I'm obviously going to be getting that and everything. So I tried Beat Saber, and first of all, as far as the screen goes, I agree. It looks, which I don't know what the resolutions of the two systems are, but to me, it looks as good as, and to some respects, better than PSVR.
I think that Oculus Quest has better resolution, but PlayStation has better refresh rate.
Gotcha.
I think that's
so the
right.
one thing that I liked about Oculus for sure over PlayStation VR is that PlayStation VR, like you have where you place it on your head and then you move the visor forwards and backwards. That's about the only controls you get in terms of dialing in the focus of the how it looks.
Yeah.
But it's not PSVR. Oculus Quest has this little thing, which I don't know what it's actually called, but on cameras like DSLRs and whatnot, they have this little thing. It's called a diopter, and you can adjust it. And it's basically like adjusting the focus based on whatever your vision is. And
nice.
The Quest had something like that, where like I could put it where it sat good on my head and adjusted it to my closeness to my face, but then I could also dial it in even sharper with that little thing.
Are you saying it like you wouldn't need your glasses?
No. I still had my glasses on inside the headset, but like it and I don't know exactly what it's doing. I think what it's doing is the little lenses inside there, it's adjusting them based on distance more so than even just bringing it closer. But it basically let me dial it in a little bit to where it was a lot sharper.
Interesting.
And I really liked that.
I feel that everybody who plays the PSVR, they just want to move it just a little bit further than it can be moved.
You mean closer, right?
Yep.
Yes, that's right.
It always takes me a little bit. Once I get it dialed in, it's pretty good. But even someone like me who's used it a ton, every time I'm fidgeting with it it feels like a good 30, 40 seconds before it's where I feel like I want it to be. Whereas the Oculus, like put it on my face, bring the thing in. He showed me that little switch or little dial, and I did that. And I was like, bam, we're there. And so that was really cool. The controllers obviously were very nice as well. One thing that I will say though, I really, really like with Beat Saber specifically, the only thing about the Oculus Quest versus the wands or whatever on PSVR, I like the feedback on the wands on PSVR more. There's more like when you Beat Saber, like when you touch the wall or they touch each other or whatever, it has like this, what it feels like you would think a lightsaber would be like if they were hitting each other. It's really a great feedback on PSVR, but on the Oculus Quest, and I don't know if it's because the controllers are running off of AA batteries and are trying to make sure that it lasts a good amount of time. It was just dialed down a little bit, and it didn't have quite the feedback. It's like I wanted more. I was used to that more feedback.
Right. That makes sense. Did you try the 360 version? Where
I did the 360. I didn't do a 90 because I'd done that on PSVR, but I did do the 360. I did a couple of the songs, which I haven't played Beat Saber in a little while. So there were other songs on there that I hadn't heard yet that weren't even part of the ones that you have to purchase. Mm-hmm. So it was really cool though. I really enjoyed it. And I was like, man, not that I needed to be sold on it per se, but I was like, I definitely see how it's just so much simpler and you just throw it on and you go. And the controllers like have way more buttons and they feel a little bit better in your hands. Mm-hmm. It was really, really nice.
That's awesome.
Nice. Good. That's great. Huh. The only thing that bums me out a little bit about it, it seems like and maybe there's a workaround now. I think there actually is. It feels like such a party thing, but then there's no TV for other people to enjoy.
Yeah, right. Can you hook it up at all to a TV?
You can, but it's like kind of a to-do, I hear.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to. Well, Kale was actually trying to do it at our house, but so if you connect the Quest, I guess, to Wi-Fi, and then if your phone is on the same network, you can send like a view request to it.
Oh, okay.
And then you can cast that from your phone to like a Chromecast or an Apple TV or whatever to get it on the screen. As far as I'm aware, that's the only way I know to do it. But he said it does work really well. We just didn't go through the hassle of putting in my Wi-Fi because I have a big long password.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know if that's the only way.
I think a lot of people would like just kind of not go through the hassle. Like I remember Tim when we were with Lim and he was trying to do it and he couldn't get it to work. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, really?
Yeah. So we kind of just like sat around while one person played. Like,
we just
I can't
chatted.
wait my turn. Yeah.
That's right.
I see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you done yet?
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Patillo? Talk to us.
Oh my gosh. It feels like there's
Christmas?
so much.
Yeah, it
really does. Jeez. Christmas was great. The kids were so happy. It was a sweet time this year. Sweeter than I remember in the past. And so Jenny's mom spent the night, and so she was there with us in the morning, and sister. My mom and brother were out of town. They went and saw my grandfather in San Francisco. So we were with them. It was just really nice. Put on the Disney parade and everything. They got up crazy early in the morning, and we like tried to like get out of bed with joy. What I'm saying? We're like, yeah, here we come.
Here we go.
And so that was great. And I guess I'm joining the club for the second time.
What club is that?
My wife, my mom, and my mother-in-law all pooled their money together and they got me a Nintendo Switch as well. So I got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas too. Which I didn't feel like I deserved. And it was what was really funny was Jenny's big on giving gifts. And so for some reason it bummed her out that she thought that I knew what it was. But they had put it in this other box. So it wasn't it was like there was the Nintendo Switch and then it was in a bigger box and then wrapped. And so I thought it was a record player because I've been wanting a record player as well because I've got like some old vinyl that I just love to play out here in the shed. And so I was looking at the shape of it. I was like, I was like, why did 3 people need to kick in for that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because record players aren't that expensive for it to be like, 3 people pooling their money. And so I was like, I was looking at it and I was like, oh, well, grateful for whatever it is. And so when I was opening it halfway through, Jenny goes, you know what it is already. And I was like, no, I don't. And I kind of like pulled the tissue back and I was like, oh, babe. I was like, I do not deserve this at all. I lost the other one. And so it was super sweet that she got that. And it was the red box.
Nice.
Which I told my mother-in-law, I was like, you're not going to know what I'm about to say. But let me just explain something to you real quick. This came out, then it came out again. And if you bought the one with the hand on it, then it would have been worse battery. And she was like, well, I'm better than I thought. And I was like, yes, you're better than you thought.
That's awesome.
That's perfect.
And so I was so grateful. I couldn't believe it. I was blown away. I was, and so, I quickly bought a case and stuff like that and started downloading.
Again.
Yeah, exactly. And so I got on there and I didn't really know how to. Because Nintendo, remember, I don't know if you guys remember when the Switch first came out, there was kind of like no way to transfer your stuff from one to the other. And so I kind of like, I had to even look it up. Like, I was like, okay, I don't know how to do it. Like, I put my name in there, but they were like, yeah, but this one's not the main one, so you can't really download, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, shoot. And so, I got on YouTube and all this, found out how to do it. And so I did get back my digital games, which was nice, and my save data because I'm a member of the Nintendo Online or whatever.
That's great.
So that was nice. So we could still Mario Kart, Astral Chain is what I had also digital, and I think I had one other game digital that was, but like the majority of my games like Mario Odyssey, Smash Brothers, and all those games are at somebody else's house. But I'm just glad to have Mario Kart. And like, it was fun because a couple of my buddies got Switches too. And so we've been playing Mario Kart online at night. And then for some strange reason, you guys, I was like, babe, would you just try like another game with me? I know you love Dr. Mario and stuff like that. I was like, will you try one other game? And she was like, what is it called? I was like, it's called Overcooked. And you're like in a kitchen kind of working together.
Oh, nice.
Guys, we have played it every night since Christmas.
What?
And
That's awesome.
we're about to beat it.
Well played.
We're like a world away or however the levels work. And so
on the Switch or the PlayStation?
On the Switch, yep. And so, I hand her a controller and I put it on the TV. Are y'all using
Joy-Cons to?
Yeah, because I have all these Joy-Cons at the house. Because I only lost the one pair, so I have I've got 3 other pairs, and plus I have that 8-bit Do controller, and that works with the Switch as well. So so yeah, we're full up on controllers, which is great.
Good.
So yeah, we've been playing, and she is not used to using the analog stick. And so she has a really bad time with that. And so, and she has been the struggle is so real for her because she's like, I don't know I know over, up, and diagonal. Like, I don't know like this in between of left and up. You know what I'm saying? And so, which is weird because she's really good at Mario Kart, but I think she plays with the D-pad on there. She doesn't use the analog pad because it's really just left and right and up and down. You know what I'm saying? Like, and diagonal, so I think she never used that with that. And then with Dr. Mario, same thing, use the D-pad. And so
interesting.
The analog stick has been really frustrating for her. So I'm like having to summon all my gaming prowess to like not carry her. She has definitely gotten a lot better just in the week that we've been playing the game. A lot better. But the struggle is still really real for her where she's like, I can't put this down. I can't pick this up. And we've played some, we've been just stuck on a level for probably 2 hours some nights.
Really?
Yeah, where it's just not happening.
I feel like she's kind of getting the hang. I always felt like the analog stick when I transitioned to it, that once, because I struggled a bit too, but then once you get it, I think it'll be hard for her just to go back to just D-pad maybe.
Well, that's what I hope. And like I'm saying, I think we're on world 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't get that far carrying somebody. Like, so I know she's gotten better because she's holding her weight. Some of those things, both of you just are doing your own thing, and she would have had to turn in enough, and I have to turn enough to. Oh, because we're 3-starring every stage.
Oh,
that's tough, dude.
And so we've been 3-starring all of them, so we don't move to the next one until we get all 3 stars.
Good job.
And so
that's not easy.
Yeah, nope. and so she's been killing it, but it's just been so nice to have something to sit down and play with my wife again, because we haven't had anything like this in forever. And so,
that's great.
It's been really sweet. And so, that's been like the highlight of my last week and a half. Yeah. Getting the Switch back and, being able to play with her has been really awesome. Gosh, New Year's was fine. We went over to our buddy's house during the day, and just hung out and had dinner and stuff like that, and then came back home and I was like, you want to watch Dick Clark's thing and watch all these performances? She was like, not really. I was like, okay, we've been watching Suits, which is like an old show.
Nice. Yeah.
And so we've been like hammering through Suits. I was like, oh, you want to watch some Suits? She's like, no, really just wonder if we could play some Overcooked. I was like,
nice.
And done.
And so I'm telling y'all, it's every night we've been playing this thing till we're falling asleep. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, it's been really cool. I was like, this is how Ed must feel. Except it's not Borderlands 3. But we'll get
awesome,
there.
Man.
That's good.
Yeah.
So it's just been really fun. So I don't know. I feel like the jump from Overcooked 1 to Overcooked 2 is a big jump.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that will fly. But if we finish this game and she's like, gosh, I want to play it, then, we'll get number 2. And then I think number 2 is online, so you can play with other people too. So
exactly.
I don't know. We'll see. So it's just been like, that's just been my highlight is all that. The Oculus Quest from the community has not got here yet, but I am on pins and needles about it. I told Josh, I was like, I don't want to be a brat. I just wanted to be here before the 23rd of January because that's when I leave for like a month.
Oh,
and so,
right,
I leave on the 23rd of January and don't get back.
It's going to be close
till like the 17th or 18th of February. And so that's a struggle. Also, I need you guys to help me with something.
Oh,
I was talking with Chris tonight and we were kind of going through just talking about Christmas stuff and gaming stuff and what's coming up in 2020. And we started talking about Final Fantasy VII and the fact that it's rumor town out there that there's supposed to be a demo dropping soon. And then somebody did get their hands on the demo and screen capped it and put it up on YouTube. It's unlisted, but somebody put it in the Discord. So we were watching that in tandem. And then I realized, oh, shoot, March 3rd, I'm going to be on the road. Like I would have just left Portland and we'd be making our way to Nebraska. So I won't come back home before I go back on the road. So here's what I'm thinking. I really, really want to play Final Fantasy VII. Right when it comes out.
Yeah.
So I have 2 choices.
Me too.
I've already pre-ordered it. Sorry, Tim. I've already pre-ordered it, like the deluxe edition that comes with like the steel book and the art book and the soundtrack and all that stuff. But it's going to come to my house or be like picked up at Walmart or something. So the other option is I could buy it digitally, but then I don't want to hog a television on the bus. So do I try to scrounge up money to get one of those, have you seen those games, portable gaming monitor things? It looks like a little suitcase, but it's like a screen in there and it holds, you strap your PlayStation to it or your Xbox, whatever. So do I those things are like $300 though, which that's steep. So do I save up for one of those and try to just play it on the road, or do I wait a week till I get home, get it, and then bring it back out? I don't know what to do.
I'd wait.
You'd wait the week?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So don't buy it twice.
No.
I mean, I know it's a remake of your favorite game of all time, and I mean, part of me would be like, yeah, man, buy it twice. But I mean, buying it twice and then buying this, portable carrier screen player plugger in or player, and
I guess I could wait till everybody sleep and just play it at 3:00 in the morning.
I feel like for someone who is, again, understanding this is your favorite,
Yeah.
but someone who's so thrift conscious as
Yeah,
yourself,
thrift
like,
conscious, baby.
dude, wait
Yeah.
a week. I mean, a week's not going to be that hard for you. I don't feel like.
Okay.
I mean, it's going to be hard. Don't get me wrong, especially when you're in the anticipation's up there. But
especially
you
with
can make it a
Redbox
week.
not doing it no more. Because like early on when I was like, oh yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
gone, but I'll just Redbox it and then return it in Nashville and then play the one I have. Oh man, that's okay. So what if I
Can
took
you-
the portable gaming thing out of it and just played it in the middle of the night? Would you still not say buy it twice? It's the
I mean,
favorite game ever.
What
I
if
wouldn't
you-
have a problem with you buying it twice. But I mean, I going and buying one of these portable setup things to me is a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, don't
literally
do
it's
that
just
part.
for that,
Okay, I won't do that.
Yeah.
even though they are cool.
Shall I buy the game twice though?
Like,
I
what
would buy
if
the
you
game
bought
twice.
it from Amazon and had them deliver it to one of those drop boxes that they do where you can have it delivered in any city?
Maybe I could do that. I just don't know where we're gonna be in between Portland and Nebraska.
Yeah.
Because we'll kind of be traveling the whole time.
Right.
So it's not a
And they're
promise
both
that
so
we'll like
close to one another.
land in a yeah,
Right.
exactly, land in a major city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, I guess I could see early on, just try to see whatever hotel we stop at to let the bus driver sleep.
Well, you have your full itinerary, don't you?
Not yet. I won't
Well,
have
you'll
it till
have it
probably
before then, right?
end of January.
So just
yeah.
just wait until the full itinerary, or is that like 2 weeks before? Or you usually get it. You'll usually
Yeah, I'll
them.
get it. Yeah, I'll get it earlier than that.
So that's maybe how you can schedule it.
Should I have the Walmart one I bought delivered to the thingy thing? Oh gosh, I just don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't know,
honestly,
man.
rather than all that, like, and get
Just
this
buy it
shipped to
digital.
there and all that, I mean, I wouldn't mess with all that. There's so much potential for something to get messed up or delayed or whatever.
Yeah,
I
that's
would come
true.
closer to buying it twice than doing that if you don't want to wait a week. I just was saying don't buy this gaming thing. It's literally only to play that.
Yeah,
if you feel
definitely
like
don't
you
buy
would
that.
use this all the time going forward, that's a different story.
Yeah.
I don't think so. And I don't think that thing's going to fit the Xbox or anything anyway.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're buying like a $400 version of the game, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if
that's
you're
a good way
doing
to
that, you
put it.
should have got the one that comes with him on the little motorcycle. Because that was $300 bucks.
Was
There
it
you go.
$300?
Or 150 or something. It was not cheap.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that. Ugh.
But yet you'll do all this other stuff.
Well, it's only-
to play the
it's only
week
'cause I'm
early. I
worked
mean,
up
come
about
on
it.
now.
I know. Oh my gosh. Oh shoot, we're an hour and something into. All right.
good.
Well,
Let's
Tim.
get into some factor.
Yeah, seriously.
Tim Router,
Yes,
you don't barely got it, do you?
I got nothing.
Well,
go for it.
let's do it.
All right, back to you.
Christopher.
Yes. So my first story has to do with the next gen hardware that's going to be coming out this year, guys.
Can you believe it?
I know, right?
I know it's crazy. This right around the corner. So we got some information that some alleged specs. This was some stuff broken down by Digital Foundry, who
They're
is
pretty
very
good.
well respected in the industry. So, and they do say over and over, like, look, we don't know if this is 100% the case, but the information that we're getting, that we're seeing, that this is kind of the information about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Basically, it breaks down, just to kind of summarize it. The PlayStation 5 is looking like it's going to be coming in around its GPU performance is going to be around 9.2 teraflops,
Yep.
which in comparison is the PS4 is at 1.8.
That's
Right
crazy.
now.
That's so crazy.
crazy.
When I saw that, I was like,
That's
that's
insane.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the memory, there's going to be much more memory. And if you go into the article, just look up Digital Foundry and you can find this.
Yeah.
They break it way down for all the nerd speak if that's what anybody's really super interested in. However, what they do talk about on here, and they kind of summarize based on the information that they're getting, is it looks like the Xbox Series X is going to be approaching possibly 12 teraflops
What?
of GPU
Jeez.
power.
Lord have mercy.
And then there's also, we know that there's that whole other SKU potentially on the Xbox side. So it looks like the Xbox Series X in particular, not knowing a lot about the other SKU, is probably going to be going for the hardcore, like we are the mega, at least on the console side, the mega gaming one, very similar to the Xbox One X, most powerful console that there is.
Yes.
Whereas they kind of summarize from this that it looks like the PS5 is trying to somewhat split that road of having really good power increase, but also a decent, being able to be a little bit price conscious. So they're thinking like it's probably going to end up being whatever the other version of the Xbox is. That would be like a cheaper entry level one. Then you'd have the PS5, then you'd have the Series X, and that's probably how it's going to fall on pricing as well. So you'll have those three options. I think it's super interesting. I really like all this nerdy technical information. Again, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check out this article because it really breaks things down really well, and it seems really, really cool. One thing that I will say to add even more credence to this article is that I remember back when they had talked about the Xbox One X coming out, they were talking about how, we would love, some representatives from Microsoft saying we'd love to have games, all games 4K 60 or something like that. I said, but really, in order to do that, you really need to have a machine that's hitting about 12 teraflops of performance. And they had talk about 4K 60 with this current one. And if it's hitting 12, I feel like more games than not should be able to hit pretty dang close to 4K 60. So that's super impressive.
Wow.
I'm over here just sitting like, look, I just want my next gen consoles to hit every game at 60. And if it's better, great.
Yeah.
But every game is 60. I don't care if it's 1440p. I don't care if it's 1080p, quite frankly. I mean, I still do most of my gaming, even on my PS4 Pro, on a 1080p monitor. It's like, I just want my games to be at 60 frames. I mean, they all look amazing. I mean, as someone who bought into the whole hype of this console's a little more powerful than that one in the beginning of this generation, as the whole generation's gone on, having both systems, I don't care. As long as it looks good,
it comes down to
give
the
me a high
games
frame
too,
rate, I'm
baby.
happy.
It comes down to the games anyway. We're just raving about Beat Saber, and I talked about loving freaking Golf Story. Here's my question. I feel like Microsoft is taking a huge leap here because let's say we don't know Microsoft's numbers exactly. Let's just say they got demolished 2-1 this console generation. Where PlayStation sold 100 million and they sold 50 million, which I've not heard that high a number from people guessing about the Xbox.
Right.
Is it okay if the PlayStation 5 comes out at $400 and the Xbox has to come out at like $500 to $550? Like, that just seems like it would be a bad look for Microsoft.
Well, but I think I think the way they're going to combat that is having what
I'm
going to just deem as like a Series S, which is going to be probably $50 to $100 cheaper than the PS5. If the PS5 only has one SKU, we don't know. The PS5, maybe it's going to have two SKUs too. I have no
Wait, Chris,
idea.
are you saying that you think the Series S or whatever the lower one would be a lot cheaper than the PS5? Because I'm thinking it might come in at the same price as the PS5.
No, I'm thinking that it's going to be cheaper than the PS5 is, but not like maybe not even $100, maybe only like $50. But I think whatever the other SKU of the Xbox, I think it's going to be maybe even a less so in terms of overall raw power, let's say, than even the PS5. I think the PS5, I think it's going to be a weird like middle of the road where like, okay, you've got the PS5 that can do this. Yeah. The Series S is maybe a little bit lower than that. And then the X is like the big daddy on the top of the hill over here. And it's going to be priced accordingly. I think I think Series X is probably going to be $600 to $650.
Really? I think it's going to be that much?
This is I'm just totally guessing. I think Series X will be $600 to $650. I think PS5 will be $500 to $550. And I think that whatever the other Xbox could be like $450.
So you don't think there's any possible way PS5 comes out at $400?
I mean, I think it's possible. I think it's less likely that Sony would do that versus
Microsoft doing it.
Microsoft doing that, just from the standpoint of Microsoft as a overall company, is they can afford more to bite that bullet on hardware. I do think Sony's going to sell the hardware at a loss, but I don't know how much of a loss they can take on it. I'm not sure.
Oh man,
my guess all along was that the next consoles would be $500 to $550. But the way that this article breaks down the possible specs of the Series X, if they're indeed accurate, that dude's going to be a beast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to be a beast.
I just don't think it can be cheap.
Sorry, I missed
Oh,
that.
sorry, Siri. I didn't even say your name. That's interesting. I didn't even say Siri. Oh, I said. Oh yeah, I kind of said it.
That's hilarious.
That is really funny.
That's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting when that price point comes out to see.
Yep.
Because we've said it over and over again. It's fine if you're powerful, but if you ain't got no wheels, baby, that car ain't going no place.
You know what's
And
kind
the
of
wheels
crazy,
are
though?
the games.
What's kind of crazy is that I feel like when this next generation, we were just starting to get the rumblings of it. And then Sony did like those Wired articles or whatever. I feel like Sony made all these kind of vague statements that were like, oh, you know, we're for the hardcore gamer. So it almost would be weird to me. I kind of expected that they may come out a bit more expensive because of the talk they were doing. Now it seems like Microsoft's going to be going full force into it. And the other thing that's also weird is it's
Sony did that
like
old bait and switch.
Microsoft's going to launch with the 2 versions of what we got in the mid refresh. So it's like, are they going to also refresh again mid-gen again for 2 other versions? I don't know. That's strange.
So don't you think though that the way that the trend is that they're going to have like your big mama version, which will be like the PlayStation 5 that they would do something like the PlayStation 5 Pro, which is going to be that 550, 600 range. But then they're also going to come out with like a PS5, which might stay within that 400 range. I feel like that's always been the trend, like that.
But not at launch. It's never been.
Yeah,
That's
not
where
at launch.
different.
It's never been.
It's different than
you're right.
Microsoft is going to be coming out
That's
with 2
true.
different versions.
Yeah, it's
And they might
usually
not
like
be
a
that
year or
different.
2 after. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just
Dang it.
totally
All right.
guessing that the S could maybe be a cheaper version, and that's how they'll offset. Because I agree, you don't want to come out and be like, we're Microsoft and our console's this, bam, that's it. I think that they
Right.
would want to be having another version that's maybe discless or whatever, and who knows, maybe it will be exact same specs as the PS5, and it'll just be a little bit cheaper. It's all speculation at this point, but if Xbox Series X is going to be as expensive as it's potentially looking like it could be, it makes more sense to me that why they'd be launching with 2 variants of it, and one that's cheaper
That's
and
right.
one that's the more expensive.
Which I think would be the right thing to do, is to have a
God, that
cheaper
seems
one.
weird to me to be launching that way still. I mean, I'm eager to see how it
But
goes.
think of the general consumer though.
And it's like, which one do you want to sell? You know what I'm saying? Like it just seems like a big ask
Yeah.
for people to like
Yeah, I agree.
split down the road and know which one you want. Like, what do you say you're getting for the more powerful one at launch? Like, so, because whatever you say good about the powerful one is almost a knock against the other one you're trying to sell. So you're going to come out and say, hey guys, these games work on both, of course. If you want 4K 60, it's going to be this one. If you don't care about that or even have 4K TV, it's going to be this one. Is that kind of what it'll just boil down to, is just those buzzwords of 4K 60 and not?
Yeah. I
Whoa.
think it's just going to be the same sales pitch it was whenever they had the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X.
I know, but like you're saying, that's not at launch. It's just so different.
I know that I agree that that's different, but I don't feel like that's different in terms of people are going to be, it's different to us because that's never been the trend, that it's never launched that way. But now that we live in a world where there's 2 variants, granted they were mid-generation, like that was never a thing until this generation either. So I think,
well,
they're
you
just
always
gonna-
had like, yeah, I mean, as far as power, you always had a refresh of console. We'd seen that. you
yeah,
know,
but it was
a
usually
bunch of
just a
times.
slimmer version. It wasn't like a step up version in terms of like more power or whatever.
That's right.
So I think
That's
they'll
right.
just stick with the same marketing that they're doing now. Like we have this really powerful one, most powerful console ever, if that's the terminology they're going to use, if they are indeed able to say that. And then they'll have the one that's the more affordable. What I don't know is it going to be removing the hard drive or the disk drive? I don't think they're going to do that because we know PlayStation 5 is not doing that.
Well, I
So-
don't think they'll remove it, period. I think that the slimmer thing, like they did with the S now, that doesn't have a disk drive. So, I think that could be a possibility on the cheaper one that you're talking about.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, the consumer is going to be like, okay, now how much is this one? And my kid wants to play Call of Duty. Can he do it on this one? Great. Honestly,
that's what I
because
wonder too. That's what I wonder.
Because that's kind of like how I've heard a lot of my friends talk, and that's how I was. Like, I'm like, all right, well, back in the day, I'm like, I don't know which one to really get, and they really don't most of the time. So we're coming out with a next generation, and a lot of parents are going to be like, yeah, but we just bought this PlayStation Pro or this Xbox One S or whatever. Like, do we even need this? I have a feeling it's gonna be a slow roll for this next generation because because this generation gap was way shorter than a lot of the previous ones, and no one's really gonna care.
Yeah.
The general consumer is not going to care. So it's going to come down to the gamers and what they say. And they might help dictate that. Like, oh, well, my friend's a big gamer and he said that he got this one. And so that's what my kid's going to have.
Well, and I think though, too, Tim, we won't really know until the marketing really rolls out.
Right. Exactly.
If they're brilliant with the marketing, like I feel like Oculus has been really smart to just attach themselves to Beat Saber. And it's like, almost every commercial you see for the Oculus is somebody playing Beat Saber. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I think that, there's marketing geniuses out there. I forget what show it was. Maybe it's Mad Men or one of those shows that kind of touched on like the guy that came up with 99 cents and how brilliant that was because you didn't have to say it was $5. You say it was $4.99 and people heard the 4, Yeah. And so we just got to wait for the marketing, man, because that's going to tell the story. You're going to be like, oh, they're killing it, or man, that seems a little lackluster, like this last launch.
Here's another thing. Sorry, go ahead, finish.
No, I was just going to say, as the Xbox One came out, we could all feel like this isn't going great. Like this narrative keeps changing. You know what I mean? So it's just hard to know until then.
But here's the funny thing. While I've been watching some bowl games and just watching some TV in general, I'm seeing PlayStation ads just for PlayStation everywhere. The commercials are out.
Yeah.
So what are they getting at right now? And so if I'm a parent, I'm like, oh, cool. That's PlayStation. My kid plays some of these games. And a lot of the gaming references, parents aren't going to know a clue about. Kids will, obviously.
Yes.
But I guess I'm just looking at this from let's take it back. As a gamer, I'm all in. Whatever it is, like I'm going to probably...
give it to me.
Yeah, give it to me. I'm probably going to wait for a little bit. I don't really care about frame rate. There's games I want to play. There's the platform that I prefer, and I'm good with that. As a parent, especially come this next holiday season, you're like, okay, how much is this? And can my kid play the same games that his friends play? And do I have to pay this much? And why am I paying this much?
Well, I'll tell you what, though, Tim, you nailed it on the head, and I think it's what's going to hurt Sony. You said there's games that I want to play, and I know where to play them. All we know about the games that you're excited about are all on PS4.
Right.
And so, again, it's going to come back down to the marketing of how are they going to sell me and you, the guys that are really excited about this first quarter of PS4 games, how are they going to sell us on the PS5 when the most amazing games in the world, I feel like, are about to come out on PS4 and Xbox?
Exactly. And my answer is I'm waiting. I'm not getting one this year. I've got my PS4 Pro. I'm totally fine. I haven't had bugs with it. I don't really care about the frame rate. As long as the game plays, it's not buggy, I'm good. And so they're not going to get a sale from me this year unless I absolutely have to have it, or if it has a big price drop.
Yeah, but and I think that's the leg up that Microsoft will have, though, because I think they're going to be able to come out the gate with better launch games than Sony probably will.
Yeah.
I
think so.
I do, only because they're
going to have Halo, whatever that new
one is. And I don't personally care about Halo, but what I'm saying is we're getting the Sony cream of the crop right now. We're about to get it. And so I'm just I'm going to be interested to see how they're going to rope us in for the PS5. Like what's gonna, like when you watch the Hellblade or Sasuna, whatever that was, you were like, oh, well, now I got to get an Xbox day one. I just wonder what that's going to be for the PlayStation for Sony.
It's one game worth $500 though.
Sony didn't go to E3 last year, and we haven't really heard much from them. I mean, we've had a few little state of play things. So it's like, if they show up at E3 this year, they may and here's the launch line.
I know. I hope they do. And that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that too, because that's what we wait for every press conference, right? We're like, ooh, give it to me. And we knew the last couple of years we were coming to the end of the cycle, so it's probably not going to be, crazy. When they did the first trailer for, obviously Chris made it into the freaking Naughty Dog mashup.
Yeah, you did.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was obviously a huge deal. Yeah, kind of. They bleeped me.
I know,
but I just don't know what tricks they got up their sleeves that they just haven't let on to much.
And honestly, I like that, Keep it quiet.
I do too.
I think if
I
you
do too,
keep
if
it
you bring
quiet and like stop talking and start doing, like let your actions speak.
But
and
if
that's
Sean
what
Layden comes back, I was like, I mean, you'll be able to play these games on the PS5, the ones you've been playing.
Well, he
Right.
won't come out.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
that's
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, if he does, be like, wow, that's
Why,
a turn of
you're
events.
back? Yeah, exactly.
But I would much rather have silence right now, and like that means that they're working on something. I'm fine with that. You don't have to fluff it
I
up. You
hope
don't have
so.
You don't have to spin it. We don't need a hype train. Just do it, man.
Yeah.
Just make it happen.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. All right.
'Cause Gabe's gonna buy Final Fantasy twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's where all my money's going.
And a portable gaming monitor.
Yeah, that's not happening. You guys taught me how that. So The Witcher is having quite the month.
Yeah, they are.
Mhm. Yeah, it is.
So not only did The Witcher show dethrone The Mandalorian as the biggest TV series in the world,
It's crazy.
which is a huge deal because The Mandalorian dethroned Stranger Things as the biggest show in the world. That one, I didn't know this. Stranger Things had been on a 21-week streak
Really?
at the top. And The Mandalorian
And deservedly so.
came along, remember, releasing one episode
Yeah.
a week,
Yeah.
came and dethroned Stranger Things. And now The Witcher has now
insane.
dethroned The Mandalorian.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And because of that,
Yep.
The Witcher has broke its own record for the most concurrent players in a Witcher thing. So when it first launched back in 2015, it got to boast 92,268 people playing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the show, it's had like a bump and now has gone over 94,000 people.
That's
playing.
so
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, it makes me want to play it again. I gotta
That's
say.
awesome.
I'm
I
like,
mean, it
Should
got
I
me to
fire it back
download
up?
it on Game Pass
Yeah.
to possibly finally give
Yeah.
it a go.
Right.
And take that, all you people who are yammering saying Netflix has to move to do an episode a week, blah, blah, blah. Nah, man, let
Nope.
them live with their dump it all at
Debunk.
once. Leave it
Yep.
alone.
And right. Well, Netflix was the one that said that they were going to do that. But it was I think that both can work, right? It's what we're talking about.
Yes,
If
both
the
can absolutely work.
if the content's good, we'll wait on it.
Yep.
You just got to make it good. And apparently The Witcher is really good, Mandalorian is really good. I haven't been able to take in both. Me and Jenny are back in 2012 watching Suits. So
It's awesome.
You're the one.
yeah, exactly. On Amazon Prime, nonetheless. It's not on either of these streaming
even
services
better.
we're talking about.
Even
love it,
better.
man.
So I just love that CD Projekt Red is about to go from glory to glory.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Jumping
man.
off this onto
love them.
Cyberpunk 2077. And so I just love it. And I hope. I hate that Ed didn't like jumping into The Witcher. And I'm really hoping Chris enjoys it because 94,000 other people
Yeah, man.
have been enjoying it
that's
themselves.
Honestly, this is the one game that Ed and I disagree with on, like, because I feel like Ed, you and I have the.
But you played it
similar
at the
stuff.
time.
Yeah, you played it
It's
at the
true.
time.
I did
Yeah.
play it at the time. Yeah, I'm curious, but my buddy played it last fall and just was totally immersed in it. Absolutely loved it. So I don't know. It's
And it's just
different
style
strokes
of
for
game
different
that
folks.
it's kind of like Shadow of Mordor. I never got into that either. So I think it's just
That's true.
that
All right,
style of
second game we disagree on. Then there you go.
Yeah, Shadow
I
Mordor
didn't-
was
I
so
didn't-
good.
I never played Shadow Mordor and I fell off of the other one, the first one. I did beat it, but I was just like, eh.
Shadow of Mordor was the first one. Shadow of War was
Yes,
the
Shadow
second
of War was the
Oh,
second.
sorry. The
Yeah.
second one, I did beat the first one, but
Okay.
I wasn't too high
that
on it. And
game's
the
so
second one,
good.
I didn't even jump in.
The second one I bought and played and then got distracted. But I remember liking it. But I
Yeah.
really like those games. Yeah.
So good.
So good. So anyway, I'm happy for CD Projekt Red. I thought that was
Yeah,
really
Yeah,
cool.
good for
Definitely.
them.
And obviously too, I mean, to bring something, I feel like, now I know they keep wanting to say it's based off the novel. I get it. And it probably is. But I feel like it's the game that made the
Yep.
novel so big. If the
Oh,
novel
yeah.
even got big.
Oh, yeah.
So, the game brought it to the forefront. So, CD
Yep.
Projekt Red has obviously been killing it. We've been talking about the money they've been making and how they, had to split it even further with the original
Right.
author, which, great for all parties. That's a good problem to have. Like, man, we're making so much
Exactly.
money, people coming after us.
That's right.
Chris, what else you got?
So we had talked, maybe it was on the last show or the one right before the video episode, where we had mentioned that Sony's bringing out this contraption that you can plug into the bottom of your DualShock 4 and it'll give you these 2 extra buttons on the back of your DualShock 4. And Gabe had made mention, I believe on the show, that like, oh, maybe this is kind of hinting towards the direction that the DualShock 5 is going to go.
Uh-huh.
Well, according to a patent that dropped on December 26th, Gabe may know exactly what he's talking about, because this is a patent for a new version of the DualShock, and it has buttons built in on the back, kind of in a similar-ish spot as where to this one that you're putting on the DualShock 4. We'll be putting some extra buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
So the only other thing that's different about this version of the controller that they're bringing out is it on the front face of the drawings of the patent, it doesn't have the PlayStation button. So that's removed. But outside of that, it looks pretty much the same as the DualShock 4, which we've heard the DualShock 5 is very similar, except for these buttons that are on the back. And I'm all for it, especially if it's like a default controller.
Yeah.
That's just the way that it is from the get-go. And then later
Right.
on down the road, if you want to sell, a quote elite version of it that has even more buttons, totally fine with me. I got no problem if it's a default. It's always been the ones where it's like, I want to go spend $200 whatever on this controller that's going to wear out and I'm going to have to buy another one, or when it dies, I'm going to have to plug it in or whatever. I just didn't want to become dependent on having those. But if the default is having the extra buttons, hey, I'm good with it, because that means any regular old controller that I get, it's going to have those extra buttons. I'm totally cool with that.
Right.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. I've never used one of the super fancy controllers.
Neither have I.
And so hopefully this drops with the PS5, and you got your little extra buttons that I think from the patent say they're programmable. That it's not like they're L4 and R4.
Yeah.
But I would imagine, unless you could just lock it down to where they're not those things, I guess there could be games that could utilize it, but I hope not, because I want to be able to use the DualShock 4s with the PS5 without needing the buttons on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Here's some bad news.
Oh no.
Y'all know that they've been trying to make this Uncharted movie for forever.
Right.
Are the stars just telling them that they shouldn't because they have now lost their 7th director?
No, that's not a problem.
You don't think?
No, because it wasn't this time, at least this time, it wasn't like people were infighting, or it was a scheduling thing.
Yeah.
I know, but it's scheduling with the person that's still on the movie. So I didn't understand why he left saying it was a problem with Tom Holland, because Tom Holland's going to be there anyway. Right.
But I mean, maybe this director had already committed to another project, I guess
it's true. It could be scheduling.
You'll get into the story, but the timeline, they would have to make Uncharted so fast that he's like, you know what, we can't do it like that. I think he wanted to make it good, and
right.
But
so,
we
that's what
make it good,
and that's what I don't understand about Hollywood. It's like, so I use this word. I don't think anybody's clamoring for the movie. Like we all want it. I'm not super excited about it going back and starting with a young Nathan Drake and then having to I wish it would just start with him in his 30s already or late 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
Personally, with Sully already old and smoking cigars and gray hair and all this, that's me. That's what I want. So if nobody's clamoring for it, why not just scooch it all back and everybody still just work on it?
Yeah, and maybe that's what they'll do, but just with a different director. I mean, that's the thing. It happens in movies all the time, though.
Yes, that's right.
Like every movie has had a million writers and directors, and it goes through years and years of trying to get it together and get everything nailed down. This is just how it works.
Yes.
I don't think it's bad news.
Okay, it's not bad news.
I think it's just the movie business being the movie business.
Do you think that the lead actor or actors haven't really changed around a bunch makes me, I kind of fall a little bit more in Ed's camp here, where I'm like, I mean, granted, director is very important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to push them like that they're not important at all, but I feel kind of the same thing. Like, directors can change hands tons of times, whereas if actors start pulling out and everything, saying the same things, then I think you're really like, okay, writing's definitely on the wall kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But it does look bad. Absolutely, it does.
Don't forget, Rogue One, they had to go back and do some different scenes, and that movie's fantastic.
Yeah.
They had to do some reshoots, and everybody was like panicking that it was going to, they don't have their act together. It's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
As they do. And
Yes.
that's still one of my favorite movies.
I just hope that like, and maybe it's just because I'm in gaming news. Maybe nobody else even notices this.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
think they do.
And I
don't
think you're
think so.
right, Ed. I think like a lot of things change. And maybe this could be the exact opposite. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe Travis Knight sucks. I have no idea. I haven't seen Kubo and the Two Strings or Bumblebee.
Right.
So maybe those movies were terrible. I have no idea. Even though
Yeah.
I really love Transformers. I hope he didn't do bad on Bumblebee. But do you guys have anybody that like you'd want to do it? I don't even know directors all like that. Like I don't even know Travis Knight's
I don't
name.
either. Ooh, Guy Ritchie would be good.
Yeah, I know that name, but I don't know what.
I'd take early Guy Ritchie, like when he was doing
Yeah, Lock,
like
Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and
Yeah.
Snatch. And,
Snatch and yeah.
I
yeah.
love those. I just saw the new trailer for his new movie, and it seems like it's a throwback to kind of those movies. The
He
Gentleman.
did the Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr.
That's right. He did do that.
Oh, I liked those movies. I like.
yeah,
Sherlock.
he's great. I would love Guy Ritchie to do it. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Be a lot of cuss words in there too. It'd be awesome.
Which I think they can't do that.
He's not as bad as Quentin Tarantino, but he's up there.
And I don't think Sony would do that. Sony wouldn't let
No.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
be.
think
It's got to be
I think you're
PG-13.
right. I
Has
think
to
you're
be.
right.
Yeah. Edward,
Yes, sir.
what you got for us?
Well, we got some new games that released over on Xbox Xbox Games with Gold for the month of January. Styx, Shards of Darkness.
Ooh.
From January 16th to February 15th, you can grab Batman, the Telltale series.
Ooh, good one.
January 1st to the 15th, Tekken 6 or Tekken 6 if you're in Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, he did say that, didn't he?
Yeah. I think
What
Michelle
the-
said it.
Oh, that's right. She was like, "Yeah, we would love being backstage playing Tekken."
Tekken.
Mhm. We're big gamers.
I was like, "Oh."
Oh boy.
And then January 16th to the 31st.
You said that in the microphone.
Trying to get street cred with gamers.
Yeah, nice try, Mrs. Rodriguez.
January 16th to the 31st, you can grab Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy.
Ooh.
And on PS Plus, not a bad month. Starting, which is, I guess, is it always the second Tuesday of the month? Because they're not available today. It
It's
comes out
usually
January
the
7th.
first Tuesday, but I think maybe
Yeah.
when the first is it's the first Tuesday. Today's Wednesday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know what day it is
It's
anymore.
supposed to be the first Tuesday of the month.
Okay,
Yes.
so January 7th, you can get Goat Simulator, which is more fun than it sounds, and Uncharted, the Nathan Drake collection. So there you go.
Ooh.
Nice.
3 games there.
Yes, which is 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah.
It's 1,
Yeah.
2, and 3. The collection.
1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And those aren't bad.
No,
They-
that's
they
not
are-
bad at all.
I played them after they had all come out, and 1 was still a ton of fun. So
Really?
it looks older, but man, I still loved it. So,
So not like The Witcher 3.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, how about that Witcher 3 there, Mac?
I mean, you know,
I'm
That's
monotone and gruff.
It's okay. It's okay, Ed. We'll allow it.
I'm like, I think this cross-eyed girl is hitting on me. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
Oh, no.
It's those yellow eyes, Ed. It's those yellow eyes, baby.
Nah, man.
Get them every
You got,
time, Bishop.
you got the cross-eyed in Horizon Zero Dawn. I saw that a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I don't remember any
Yep.
cross.
I don't remember that.
I saw a couple.
It's because the mouths were so bad at first. You couldn't make it. You couldn't make it past the mouths, get to the eyes.
Them mouths, baby.
That is so
They
funny.
need to fix their mouths.
Fix they mouths.
Fix they mouths.
Thanks, Edward.
You betcha.
Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked, what are your top 5 games of 2019? Starting over on Twitter, we got Scott L. Clark at Geocast Scott. Number 5, Control. Number 4,
Wow.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Number 3, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Number 2, Tom Clancy's The Division 2. And number 1, Children of Morta, which popped up on a lot of lists, and I don't remember that game.
I don't know that one at all.
Yeah, I don't recognize that name.
Donnie, play some video games at Playing Nintendo. Number 5, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, of course. Number 4, Katana Zero. Number 3, Astral Chain. Number 2, Luigi's Mansion 3. One of these things is not like the other. Number 1, Control.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Nice, Donnie. And we've got, who else over here? We got Ben at Shaw _near. Number 5, Dirt Rally 2. Number 4, Trover Saves the Universe.
Nice.
Number 3, Resident Evil 2. Number 2, Wreckfest, which I don't know that one either. And number 1, I've heard of this one. I heard it was really fun. I've not played it. Pistol Whip on the Oculus Quest.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Len told me to play that.
Yes, I hear that's really good. I need to look it up. I hear it's a mix. It's out there with super hot.
Oh, okay, right.
I've not played Super Hot either though. Ed, you played it, right?
Yeah.
It's on
fun.
Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, I've only played it VR. I've never played it the regular kind.
I only know because I was looking the other day downloading stuff and it was there.
It's on Game Pass.
Not the VR version, obviously, but
Right.
Yeah, because Microsoft wouldn't lower their standards to something like that.
Right.
it's
Nobody's
not
asking.
selling millions and millions. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Nobody's asking for it. You know what's funny is that Steam put out their top 100 games, I think, or something like that. I think maybe they have a running list.
Like of the decade or
I think
just
of the
in
year
general?
or something like that. I think of the
okay.
year. And Beat Saber was on there. It was the only VR game on there.
Nice.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It's too bad nobody wants to play it.
I know. Shoot. Doggone it. Over on Facebook, Daniel High, in no particular order, Jedi Fallen Order, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Control, Gears 5, and Resident Evil 2.
Look at Control on everyone's lists.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at that. Did you start that, Gabe?
I have been in and out of playing that. Yeah. I like it
you
all
bought
right.
that?
No, Chowfie sent it to me. Thanks for listening to the podcast. It's the holidays. Some people get a miss.
Thanks for listening
Mike
to your
Doherty
own podcast.
over on Facebook. Slay the Spire, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Children of Morta, and Untitled Goose Game.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
He said didn't get
Goose
to play
is
too
loose.
much Borderlands was a personal disappointment for me.
Oh, wow.
Which one? Borderlands?
Mm-hmm.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah, some problems in the kingdom, the Mushroom Kingdom.
Mm.
Jason Marshall, number 5, Control.
Wow.
Number 4, Devil May Cry 5. Number 3, Gears 5. Number 2, The Outer Worlds. And number 1, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And Jason says, honorable mention, Mortal Kombat 11, Apex, and Void Bastards.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
P.S.
That's on Game Pass.
Is it on Game Pass?
It is, yeah.
P.S.
Game Pass.
Haven't played Borderlands 3 yet. My boy Nick Gordon, does a top 3 count? I've only played 3 from this year.
Sure.
3, Anthem,
Ooh.
Wow.
which was on
We
everybody's
hadn't heard
list.
that in a while.
Yeah.
2, MLB The Show 19, and 1, Apex Legends.
There you go.
So here's the question. Was Anthem his third favorite game, or just he played it this year and it was from 2019?
I'm going with that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, those are also fighting words. Over on the Discord,
Yeah.
we've got Jared Orr. Number 5,
Hey.
Borderlands 3. Number 4, Pokemon Sword. Number 3, The Division 2. Number 2, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Number 1, doggone it, Jared Orr, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Of course.
Or
Yep.
Sekiro,
Yes.
as I heard it said both ways on the Game
Yep.
Awards. Objectively, not the best games, but definitely my favorites. Interesting. We got Mark Boucher. 5, Gears 5. 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. 3, Jedi Fallen Order. 2, Borderlands 3. 1, Apex Legends. He even changed his PSN name
Yes,
to
he did.
Mozambique.
Wow.
He did.
This is crazy. Boogie, top 5. 5, Kingdom Hearts 3. Own
Okay.
it. Watch some gameplay. Haven't touched it because I'm finishing all previous Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
I love that it's on his top 5. He ain't played it yet.
It's a favorite game I bought.
It's the favorite, his favorite game he's watched some gameplay of. 4, Apex Legends. 3, Jump Force. I did dive into some Jump Force, free on Game Pass. 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. 1, Madden NFL 20. I sink tons of time into the Ultimate Team and playing 32 users online franchises. Ridiculous amounts of fun.
Nice.
I love that. That's so great. Let's see. Let me find one more that doesn't have all the same games on it. Here we go. Roman Nick Fallhaber. Number 5, Metal Wolf Chaos XD. Number 4, Dragon Quest 11. 3, Slay the Spire. 2, Sekiro. And 1, A Plague Tale.
Oh, wow.
There you go. It's a different little listy list.
I like that game.
You know where to find us. Facebook.com/married to the games, Twitter.com/MTTGcast, YouTube.com/married to the games, marriedtothegames.com. We got a little store on there. You can buy a shirt, you can buy a mug, you can buy tickets to episode 400.
Oh, yeah.
You can.
Which people have been doing still. It's going to be such a good time. Even if it's not a good time, it's going to be a great time.
Yep.
Because that's how good that's how awesome our family is.
Yep.
Even when it's not a good time, it's a good time.
Yep.
If you like to throw $1 in the tip jar, of course you could over at Patreon. Is it by .com or .org?
.com, I believe.
.com.
It's .com.
Yeah, I think so.
/org.
/org.
.tv.
Yes. /MTTG. And I wanted to update you guys on something fun. I mean, you guys did it. It's January 1st. 2019 is over. So I want to just update everybody on the Extra Life happenings that went on.
Yeah, man.
Because of you guys' gracious giving last week, I couldn't put out another call out to go give on Extra Life. So that's why you didn't see it. But we did surpass our goal. We ended at $11,379.10.
Wow, that's awesome.
That is awesome. We were the number 104th team overall. That is amazing.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And you have to remember, 104th out of 5,201.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's a lot. Yeah, that is amazing.
That is so great, you guys. And I mean, once you start getting to the top like 20, the numbers just start jumping exponentially. Like it's crazy. Right. But the fact that we are 104th out of 5,201 people, teams, that's amazing. Yeah. We had 202 donations given. And the average donation was $56. You guys, thank you so much. That was we had 21 people on the team this year. And so or last year. That was you guys, I mean, far beyond. That's awesome.
Yep.
That is amazing. So awesome. $11,379. Thank you guys so much. Obviously, it goes towards an amazing cause. We're trying to help families that can't quite get there, and we want these kids to be healthy. That's all we're asking. So Eric Thompson, thank you so much. Adam Paith, of course, for helping out so much. So we got to 114% of our goal.
Very nice. So,
it's amazing.
We'll give you guys a break and start asking you to join the team in like 3 months again.
There you
go. That's right.
How's that sound? But thank you guys so much. You guys killed that. That's so awesome. And Tim,
rate us on iTunes so next year we can all watch that great Post-it note drop. Bring it in 2021, baby.
Nice. Love it.
I love it. Well, let's get into some questions.
Merrymaker, Beefmaster. Any gaming habits you want to change for the coming year? No staying up past midnight, less OCD completionist tendencies, or only buy games when you're ready to play them, et cetera, et cetera?
That's gonna be a no from me, good buddy.
Yep.
I'm trying to keep her moving.
That's right.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah,
Chris?
same here.
Yeah, I don't do anything too crazy. Like I don't really. The days of like staying up till like 4 and 5 in the morning for your boy are
hurts,
over.
man.
Only because the kids get up at 6:15, like
Right.
the antidotes in it. They're like,
Yep.
hey, if we don't get up at 6:15, we're gonna get sick. And so they're up every morning early.
Mm-hmm.
Whoosh.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
All right,
Whoosh is
Lucas
right.
Ham. All right, y'all know each other pretty well and like to have fun. So make a funny pretend resolution for another member of the crew.
Oh crap.
May or may not try to fulfill in 2020.
I'm gonna say Tim
Yes.
has to Final
Platinum.
Fantasy VII
Yeah,
start to
there it is.
stop without playing any other games
Okay.
in between. Chris,
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back to you. Edward,
Go back.
we're gonna get Edward to over 50 people on average on his streams.
Hey, all right.
Oh,
On
I like
Twitch.
that.
I'll
Yeah.
do that. I'll try
Number
to do
one,
that.
that
you
a lot.
deserve it. Number two, I think if we get to 50, getting to 100 is going to be super easy. Because I think just word of mouth, once people
Snowball.
find out, the snowball
Yeah.
effect will happen. So I want to
Downhill.
get you to over 50 on average because
That'd be great.
it's a good time. And Chris,
Mm-hmm.
this is not really a resolution. I want by the end of the year for Chris to just be in love with the Nintendo Switch.
Aw.
It's not really a
Aw.
resolution, though. But I would say he's going to play some games way outside his wheelhouse, and they'll be on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Those are the made-up resolutions.
I like it.
That's tough, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Ed,
Man, that's tough.
isn't it?
Okay, I'm gonna go for the not serious resolutions.
Okay.
Tim has to resolve to at least once a week wear an Xbox shirt.
How dare you?
Does the Xbox shirt have to have dust on it like the console? Or
That's right.
Yeah, should have said.
Sure
should
does.
have forced it to be that Xbox onesie, so he'd have to buy that
Oh,
and then
yeah.
get dusty and then wear.
Chris will become a regular streamer on Twitch, but only from his car.
Perfect.
And Gabe,
Yeah.
by the end of the year, you got to get Jenny as a Mercy main.
oh my gosh, in
There
Overwatch,
you
yeah.
go. Oh, she's
Jeez.
gonna get so proficient at those analog sticks.
Yes.
Yeah, she will.
Oh,
Okay,
my
you got one
gosh.
down, babe. Let's introduce
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah, she's
I
going
like
to get a
that.
Heroes Never Die tramp stamp.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh, gosh.
So much so, she's gonna enjoy it so much so that she's gonna be like, "Babe, let's go to that Comic-Con. I'm doing some cosplay."
Oh my
snap.
gosh.
She got the blonde hair.
That's
That
true.
would be
That's true.
amazing.
It's not too far away.
I know.
I want to see Gabe and Jenny just because of the height difference as Ash and Bob.
Oh yeah.
We need to be Mercy and Doomfist.
There you go.
That's perfect. Or Baptiste, either one, man.
I feel like that would fit a little bit better.
You'd be the two healers.
Yeah,
Or you
exactly.
could be
Baptiste,
Baptiste
too.
because you'd both be healers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I'd
Yeah.
be Baptiste. That's right. Yeah, and it's 2 on each, right? Two,
Yeah.
two, two.
Right.
Or Lucio, you
Ooh.
could just pump the jams.
Oh, that's
That's
right. I
right.
don't have much hair though. Baptiste,
That's all
he's only
it's
got a little
cosplay.
bit.
You make it all up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
yeah.
true,
You,
huh?
you do it. You crochet it.
Okay, okay.
Crochet
Crochet some
cosplay
dreads.
works.
That's exactly how cosplay
Lord
works.
have
Is we're
mercy.
crocheting.
Yes. I don't know if 2020 gets more sensitive. I don't know. They'll be like, "You're appropriating." Be like, "Oh, I use black. I'm black. What the heck?" Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, but he's French or whatever the heck.
Yeah, right. Brazilian, Portuguese. Same.
I know, right?
Is that what it is?
He's
Yeah.
Portuguese. Baptiste
I
is
thought he was
French.
Haitian.
No, I'm talking about Baptiste.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Baptiste
yeah.
is French. Yeah, yeah. I thought you were talking about.
I thought you were talking about Lucio as well.
No.
Lucio.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, right. That's funny. If I thought he was French, I'd need to get my ears checked.
That's right.
Of
All right, Ed, you're playing Witcher 3 in its
Okay.
entirety.
Yeah.
course.
Gabe, you're gonna play Final Fantasy VII twice.
Well,
Ooh.
yeah, sure.
Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Chris could start a petition to get Metal Gear Solid remade.
I like that. Let's go with that. That's perfect.
You got to get 100,000 signatures.
That's right. Let's make that happen.
All right, then.
I think you could do it.
All right. So, Tim,
Yes.
after you get done with Bloodborne, you're going to play and beat a Dark Souls game, whichever one
gosh.
you want.
Oh, there
One,
you
2,
go.
or 3.
Which one do you recommend?
I don't know. I've never played any of them.
Awesome.
So I don't know which
All right,
one's
hey.
considered the best or maybe easiest or hardest. I have no clue.
All right, that's a community question. Somebody tell me which one to play, because
There
I
you
might
go.
just do it.
Oh, snap.
I don't know at this point in time if this is going to be an easy one or a hard one for Ed, but I'm going to say beat Death Stranding.
It's going to be a hard one.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be a hard one because I
Yeah.
feel like you've already kind of moved on. So I'm like, I'm adding that one for you. And then Gabe.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabe.
Oh, doggone it.
This
Sweet
one,
Don't do it to me.
this
Don't do
one,
it to me,
out
Chris.
of all of them, this is the one that I want to happen the most. So this one's like straight up legit real.
Okay.
Cool.
Because you done really bothered me last week on
Oh,
the
no.
Twitters.
What did I do?
You have to play and beat Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, good
Chris.
call.
'Cause you-
Yes, you do.
Did not do that, and it hurts my heart because that
Yes,
game is
sir.
amazing.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Well, you know, I did not play it because I didn't think it was
I understand.
amazing.
Yes, I know all the
No.
reasons.
Okay,
That-
okay.
It doesn't matter the reasons. The reality is you did not finish
I just
that
don't want you to
game.
think I was dogging it or
perfect.
something like that.
So you got to play it and beat it.
No,
Oh, my
I love
gosh.
that.
I have to start it all the way over for a third time?
Yes.
Do you still have it? Because if
You're
not, I
you're
will
not
bring
going
it
to
over
remember. There's
to
no way
you.
you're going to remember the controls. So yes, you have to start
That's what
it
I'm
over.
saying. I got to start over. I've already started over twice.
You can start over a third time because you can
Make
play
it
it
a
and beat
third
it.
time.
I'm trying to see
Yep.
if I have it still.
If you don't, I will bring it over to your house tomorrow.
Oh, here it is. I have it.
Okay.
Sitting next to Battlefield 1 for whatever reason. Why do I have it? And Nino Kuni, too. There's a lot of games down here I haven't played.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's the
man.
one that you're going to do.
Oh, okay. Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's the one on my resolution list that I made for you.
That's perfect.
I don't care whether you play or beat Nino Kuni.
Oh, that's a good
Nino
one.
Kune.
Mm-hmm.
Great question, Lucas. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
fun.
Facebook, Gavin Irwin. Hey guys, great Christmas episode last week. Got to watch it on YouTube. I have to say, I shed a tear. I had a tear in my eye as well. So my question is, if Chris comes over to Ireland and goes to Belfast in Northern Ireland, can we meet up and say hi? So it looks like we got
man.
some Irish crew. Gavin is over there waiting for you.
Man, I want to say yes. Now, granted, I'm going to say this up front. I probably will not be the one doing the itinerary, but I'll try to make sure that gets put on the list for sure if I
Right.
can.
I'm sure you're going
Hey.
to I'm sure you're going to Belfast.
Sounds like we need a couple petitions going.
Yeah.
I know, right? So many petitions.
Let's just go.
Let's
do it.
Stacy's always down. She
Oh
would
yeah,
go.
she is definitely always down, but I'm just saying like I'm not good at I told her, look, when we go, I want to go to the Guinness Brewery. And outside of that, it's all great.
Yeah, the
It's all
trip is
gonna be
yours,
cool.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
Dude, that would be amazing if you met up with some of our family in friggin' Ireland.
I know it
That
would.
would be incredible.
Where did I do that?
right.
Where was I that I met up with
London?
somebody?
Was it London?
Germany.
No.
Germany.
Germany. Was it
Wow.
Germany?
Yeah, didn't you go into that store with the that was locked and you had to go back or
Oh, yeah, but he didn't listen to the show. I met up with somebody in Switzerland, I think.
Wow.
Oh yes,
okay.
that's right. Yeah, I do remember now. I don't
Remember that?
remember.
It was a
yes.
long time
I
ago.
remember the pictures.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Because my mom
All right,
was there.
Gavin,
It was really
it's
random.
awesome. We got Irish crew in the house, Gavin.
I love it.
Love that. Jason Lorette, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I have a hypothetical question for you. 4 of the biggest games coming in 2020 are Final Fantasy VII, Cyberpunk, The Last of Us Part 2, and Ghost of Tsushima. If each of you were only allowed to play one of these games and never play the other 3, which one would it be? The person who plays the game could describe every detail of the game to the other 3.
That's true.
Wait, so we each have to pick one, or do we
Pick
just
one.
of those 4 we could pick? Like multiple people could pick the same one. Is that how
If
this
you
game works?
if each
Yeah.
of you were allowed to play one game,
Okay.
and everybody, so whatever you pick, we can't play it then.
I'm picking Last of Us.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'll
Dang
go
it.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a shock.
Really?
Tim?
Who? Man, I'm taking
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk because I know you got 7.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, we worked it on out.
That worked out
Easy.
all right.
Yeah,
I'll
that
take
did
that.
work out.
I mean, I'll shed a tear for Last of Us, but that's okay.
Which, by the way, I know Gabe said he doesn't ever change his theme, but that Ghost of Tsushima theme is really awesome.
That
I like it a
theme
lot.
is sick.
Yeah,
The
I've
artwork
had
is
it on
really
since
amazing.
Christmas was over, and I got rid of my holiday theme.
Yeah,
I'm the one that sent it to y'all. I didn't download it, but I sent it to you guys.
Dude, you should do that.
I know.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's not like it takes 5 minutes. They download super fast and they load super fast.
Yeah, it's not my resolution.
It's still effort.
Don't
He wants to get right to the game.
us on this, man. You should do it.
Tim, do you change themes on your
Of course,
PS4?
he's
There's
whatever
no
the
way
default
you do.
is. Of course he
There's
does.
no way you do.
We had this discussion on the chat.
I just
don't
couldn't
change
remember.
a thing on the PlayStation because I don't care what it looks like. I want to get to the games.
But
Now,
you
on my-
change your desktop, which is
but I
crazy
changed
to
my
me.
why? Because that's what I want. That's what I
You're
see
on
all the
all
time.
day.
Like when I open up the laptop and if I don't have my applications up yet, that's the first thing I see. I still have a Borderlands 3
When you turn on the
wallpaper that I
PS4, the
freaking
first thing you
love.
see is the background before you click on the
Yeah.
game.
I know, but I instantly
Not if you
go
play in
down
rest
and go
mode.
right to the game.
You play in rest mode, you go right to the game, right?
Yes, most of the time. But yeah, man,
I'd have
don't
to.
do it.
The Ghost
I
of
don't
Tsushima.
touch it.
That was the first time that I was like, ooh, I should change my.
So what?
Yeah, it's
how
nice.
about
It's so dope.
Just try it. Just do it one time, and if you hate it,
I just
go back to the
forget.
default.
I just forget. It's not about hating it. It's like once I change, I won't change it again.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah,
exactly.
you'll be in good hands.
That Ghost of Tsushima, that one is
Yeah.
so sick. When I
It
saw it, I
is
was like,
nice.
that's dope.
One last question, Travis P. Who will be the first to finish a game in 2020, and who will be the first to rage quit a game in 2020?
Both answers are Ed.
Ed and Ed.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't know that I'll rage quit a game just because, like, I'm staying away from Ori.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, you are.
So for the most part, I don't really rage quit many games. I just kind of like stop because I don't like it, or
because well, I mean,
Or you
let's-
have a lot of
let's
different
say
ones to
that.
play,
Let's just
and
say
then it
that
can be
you
hard
quit
to
a
go
game.
back to some too.
Yeah.
From control schemes and all that kinds of stuff.
yeah, like even Control, I didn't rage quit. I couldn't get
You're
any
done.
further, you know,
Yeah.
Right.
Until you could.
Yep.
until I could. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You have turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, I think I've maybe only rage quit 2 or 3 games.
It was Recore the last one.
Recore was the last one.
Wow.
I think. It was
Think so, too.
Recore, Ori, and forget the other one.
I feel like there was one other one, but I can't. Like maybe in
Yeah,
the
I
last
don't
year.
remember.
I don't even know if rage quit is the right term, but more of like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
I moved on kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
consider that a rage quit.
Yeah.
Right.
I still say Ed for both.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I'm saying
I'm definitely on the first one.
definitely Ed.
Yeah, he'll definitely be the first one to beat a game. I think it depends on what his first 2020 game is.
Yeah.
You know, if the first one's like Cyberpunk, you know,
Yeah,
of
no,
this year,
exactly.
that thing looks like it's hefty.
Yeah, if it's a 2020 game, it's probably going to be a while before I even play a new one because the ones I'm looking at don't come out anytime soon.
So, but
Right.
are we considering like if something comes out on Game Pass and it's an indie game and it released this year, are we considering that in this?
Well,
then
shoot,
you would-
I might
Yeah, I would say-
be the first one because me and Jenny might be Overcooked here in
There you
the
go.
next
See?
2 nights.
There you go.
Now,
I don't know if
am
it's saying
on the-
start to finish, but you know they'll be beating a game.
I believe I'll be on the last mission of Hitman, but I already started. I didn't start it in 2020.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
So I, don't
I
know.
can't believe you're gonna beat that game. That is so awesome.
Dude,
That's
I'm
great,
so
dude.
stoked.
How's the story? Is it okay?
I don't even pay attention to the story, man.
Oh, that's
right.
hilarious.
Like the overall arcing one, they're like all talking and curious and Agent 4, and I'm like, okay,
And you're
yeah,
talking
who
to
do
the
I kill?
community. Yeah, you're talking to the chat.
Yeah,
Are you gonna buy 2? You think?
I've already got it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
There it is.
Well, that 2 birds.
yeah, man.
That is it for all the questions. Thank you, everybody.
Woo.
Yes, thank you guys. And we have flirted with this question the last 3 weeks because somebody's asked us. And I'm gonna change it a little bit.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be game. Doesn't have to be. But what are you looking forward to the most in 2020 just in the video game universe?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a game. It could be a game. What are you looking forward to the most? Chris?
So we're just one.
No. You can do whatever you want. It's your show, baby.
I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy VII Remake because I think it looks really good and it'll be the first Final Fantasy game I played. I'm also looking forward to The Last of Us, clearly, as I chose a moment ago in the game that we played, where that's the game I'm playing. I'm definitely looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know much about it. I mean, as it gets closer, maybe I'll kind of wane on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to
I'm
look
ready
forward to
see
that one more. For some reason, that one's got me feeling a little light in the loafers on that one. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you,
like
Gabe.
it. I think it looks cool so far, anyways, of what we've seen.
It's Sucker Punch too, man. I mean, I'm gonna support.
Which
them
I mean,
anyway.
yeah, they have not swung and missed for me.
At least at the moment, that's kind of it. I mean, I'm kind of so on Cyberpunk. I mean, I have no doubt it's going to be a good game, just like Witcher 3 was. But like, I didn't jump into Witcher 3. I'm only just now dabbling with maybe jumping in. So
Yeah.
I'm just not sure. I need to see more of it to see if it's something I feel like I'll be interested in or not.
It feels
Even
like they've been quiet, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, I know they had, I think in the last E3 or maybe it was the one before that, they had released like a demo of some gameplay that was what was done, the people had done behind closed doors. I never even watched it. I mean, I just didn't have a ton of interest. Even though the cinematics and everything that we have seen, it all seems and sounds cool.
And Keanu.
Yeah, and the Keanu reveal was really cool, but it's just,
Yeah, it was great.
I don't know. Even though I respect the heck out of CD Projekt Red and I feel like overall, I feel like they do great work, their games have never really spoken to me up to this point. I don't really know why.
Sure.
Yeah.
Edward?
I made a little list and didn't even realize until just now there's actually 10 of them. I have a top 10.
Oh, good
Wow.
Lord.
Let's hear it.
I've never played a game of it, but I've got my eye on Dying Light 2. I'm kind of intrigued.
Ooh, all right, cool.
Empire of Sin. It's a turn-based combat game with gangsters. I just like that era.
Ooh.
Skull and Bones looks like Black Flag from Assassin's Creed.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Rainbow Six Quarantine kind of looks fun.
Really?
Yeah. 12 Minutes, which is that little indie game with the kind of like the time loop.
Yeah, that looked cool. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that one.
The Dark Pictures anthology, Little Hope, the guys that did Until Dawn, they have another scary game coming out.
No thanks.
Last of Us Part 2, Watch Dogs Legion. Ghost of
That's right. Watch Dogs.
Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima and Cyberpunk 2077. And mostly, I'm just looking forward to streaming. It's just so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you're good,
Edward.
And we love you for it.
Between that and just, I'm really excited about Married to the Games.
Yay!
Oh, Yay, Ed, I love that.
I couldn't be more excited.
That's right. We got news, don't we? They gonna have to wait. Ooh, that carrot on that stick is something else, ain't it?
That's good.
I didn't even mention there was a carrot. That's all you.
I don't know. Well, you just say excited. It got me excited.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What say you, Tim?
I got Last of Us Part 2, obviously.
Yep.
Yes.
I have Cyberpunk. I am a huge I love what CD Projekt Red does, and whether you like the games or not, I love their ethics. I love that they gave a bunch of DLC away during The Witcher 3, like right off the bat. I just feel like they're just good people and they're good developers, and this game's going to be huge. And man, 400, baby! I cannot wait for 400. I feel like our game just got elevated now that we're at the Mockingbird Theater, and it's just going to be so much fun.
Definitely.
That is so true.
Yep.
I'm obviously Final Fantasy VII. Obviously, this goes without saying. But I'm really excited for, and I hope it just turns out. I want it to return to. I want E3 to return to form this year.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
With all the
That'd be
new
nice.
consoles coming out. Like I told you guys, I'm going to be trying to get out there. At least with Toby and his son Moses. And so just looking forward to hopefully just taking all that in. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know. E3 might end up sucking this year. I don't know. But I just really want them to return to form with the new consoles coming out and getting people's hands on them and just the fever pitch of that.
Yeah.
And then, just I think with that comes the announcements and how much stuff will cost. And it's such a great time to be a gamer. And I think that, it's funny because when I go back and watch old commercials of what they promised gaming would be, I feel like we're there finally. They used to have to show like a bunch of graphic, people's hair blowing in the wind, and then you saw the game is like, and you just had to use your imagination. Now you don't you can kind of turn off your imagination, and gaming is giving us something that's so immersive now, especially with like, you know, I'm super excited to get the Quest and try that. And they got hand tracking now and with the Oculus Link and everything and just trying all of it and just wanted to intake all of it and just see what, you know, 2020 has to give us. I think it's going to be a good year. And I just hope that, I mean, you know, for me and Chris, it'll be really hard to outdo how bad last year ended up going. And so I'm just, you know, I've kind of got my eyes wide open, and Toby talks a lot about sitting on the edge of your seat in expectation of what's to come, instead of like kind of slouching and looking at life with like this like eyes rolled, arms folded kind of approach. I really want to go into 2020 kind of like on the edge of my seat, like, all right, you know, what the Lord's got, what tech's got, what's going to be going on this year. So I'm excited about all that. Oh, and all the things you guys said. 400, married to the games. Just, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Well, we love you guys, man. Let's kill it another year, yeah? As a family, and let's do it up big and show people that gamers aren't always what they think we are. We can be bigger than what they think. So, let us know. What are you guys looking forward to in 2020 when it comes to gaming? It's a big, big world. There's lots to look forward to. Can't wait to read you guys' answers next week. I'm your boy, Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. That is Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games, and we are up out this thing. Bang!